I just gotta wait for things to tune up here. Hopefully things are
Mhm.
live. Let me see it on the screen. Let me see on the screen. Yep, we are live. Let me make sure here on the YouTube side. Yep, we are. All right. Let me make sure on my on the we should be live on everything. Hopefully, we are. Okay, so real quickly, I want to address something too. I know some of you, I had 391 followers, and I know a couple of you have unfollowed. Let me explain something. I've been busy with family shit, so unfortunately, that's where I've been. Been busy with taking care of the family, and I've just been disinterested to stream. I've been making more content than really on YouTube than anything, so I wanted to address that real quick. Today we're gonna be streaming all day. I am back officially. There, you're gonna get sick of me after a while. I'm just saying on across the board. So here's another thing I'm launching. Since Smooth and myself have been doing a lot of different things, and you guys have been seeing it across the board on both of my channels on YouTube. I've decided I'm going to be doing a show called the Unscripted and Underground podcast. This is episode 1 of it. You guys are going to get sports, wrestling, and whatever comes to our minds. I mean, it's pretty much going to stick to wrestling and sports, but we're going to talk about a lot of different things that comes to mind, and we're going to have some fun doing it. So, this is what we're doing. Uh we were talking off air real quick. We were just talking off air real quick on let me do this real quick. Let me mute that real quick on my other side because you guys don't need to see webcam. You see both of our voices anyway. Um, but yeah, this is what we're doing. It's gonna be here and there. So you may get episode 1, you may get during the week episode 2, you may get something else, during the week, depending on how we feel. These shows are gonna be like reviews mixed in with talking wrestling news mixed in with talking sports. So that just expect it here and there during the week as I'm streaming. So you guys will get gaming, and you'll also get talking sports and stuff. And we could possibly in the future have guests. So that's the cool part of this as we're doing things. So Smooth, introduce yourself.
It's a Smoothpana. Name is spelled Smoothpana, and I'm just very much into talking about anything and everything. Also, a former athlete, track and field. So definitely, I give give it on on a whole different perspective as well. So hey,
Okay, so speaking of
let's run.
track and field, what did you do in track and field?
I basically tested myself in the sprints first, and then eventually in the 100, the 200, then eventually got into the 300, 400, and did 400 and did a little bit of 800 for endurance training.
Gotcha. And where did it, if you don't mind me asking, where did it lead you? Did it lead you to the Olympics? Did it lead you to um
Mm, Well, for me, I did it in high school and 1 year in college, and after that, I just sort of moved on from college and was looking to build things up, running with a track and field club. But after that, I just sort of moved on from track and field and got into other things in my life.
so what's your favorite hobby now? I mean outside of talking wrestling and sports, do you have a favorite hobby outside of all those beautiful things?
Of course, I like to watch movies, dance,
Hell
read,
yeah. Hell
study,
yeah.
study, and and talk on just about every topic.
Gotcha. So for me, in the last couple days, it's been the World Baseball Classic. It's been watching mostly the World Baseball Classic. I've been staying up late to watch the World Baseball Classic. Now, I watched Collision as highlights. Just keep this in mind, highlights. Didn't watch. I was
Okay.
more focused on watching the World Baseball Classic and other sporting stuff. Unfortunately, I totally slipped my mind that I watched Vengeance Day. And let me put this in perspective. Vengeance Day was interesting because I praised them for certain things, and then I went, "We're making Jada Parker look stupid."
Yes. What the hell was that? Again, again. I always got to be like, what the hell? What the fuck was that?
That's that Shawn
Because
Michaels booking.
you're supposed to make her look strong, build her up. But then again, remember, you got to also make Blake Monroe look strong now too, as she marches her way towards a potential NXT Women's Championship opportunity.
That's that Shawn Michaels booking that doesn't work. Makes sense. That's that Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
booking. But I will, you know what, I will say this, and I know a lot of people will tell me that they won't agree with me. I will take Shawn Michaels booking any day of the week over Triple H's booking. Isn't that weird?
Mm, not at all, because it's not at all because it fits, and I see what they're trying to do with Jada Parker. Because Jada, mm, I would say Blake has got more. They're probably playing it a little bit more on the experience part and making sure that Jada Parker gets featured more. So okay, she takes a L in this, and then next time she faces against, next time her and Blake Monroe touch up again, she'll get the win. So they'll just continue to make this like a series where the third match would be a NXT Women's Championship opportunity.
And I'm also gonna say this. If you guys are watching this, I will are watching after the fact. Whatnot. I will say this. After NXT went off the air into the next day, we're on Monday, so we've had comments from Thea Hale. I made a video on this on the same channel you're watching this podcast on, where I gave my own take on it, and I basically said this: "Welcome to social media, buddy. This is what we do.
Yeah,
This is social media. Like, if you don't like what's happening around you with toxic individuals, get out of the game of social media. That's a fact." I don't know what else I said in the video. You need therapy. You need help. If you're taking it that emotionally serious and you're going in that hard on social media like that, then you really probably just need to get off social media.
yeah. Because I had just like, and when you said that to me like offline, I said let me go watch her video on X. So I basically saw the video and I said, uh, are we having another celebrity type worrying about what these fucking grummages gotta say? Really? You are you are you're very much you. I'm serious. You gotta be worried about these fucking grummages who live somewhere. I ain't gonna say mama's basement or whatever because hey, what up? Because listen, hey, there was a time I was living with my. There's a time I was living with my mama, so okay, great on that one. But fucking grummages, man, that wanna
Can I
get
give
into your
I'll
head.
give you a laugh. I'll give you a laugh. I would
Uh huh.
love I would seriously, because I take care of my mom's. I would die to have
Hmm.
a basement somewhere and just live that mantra just for the hell of it. I know people are going to say, well, you're weird. I'm like, no, I would love to. Have you seen some of the basements in the East Coast and Midwest? Some of them have fucking better rooms than my own room that I record from. I'm like, this
Oh
shit,
yeah.
they have a back bar, a fucking 90-inch
Mhm.
TV, and they
Mhm.
got like, I even seen somebody go hardcore Knicks fan status, having Knicks
Oh
gear
yeah.
everywhere. And I was like,
Oh
holy
yeah.
shit. I would
Mhm.
love to have a
Mhm.
basement. So to Jay Cargill
Oh
that
yeah.
says all that shit, Jade, you have no idea.
Oh
And also
the
another thing that
oh.
wrestling people need to understand, and this is one thing I
Mhm.
said in the video. Why do wrestlers, right? We're here, we're like ESPN, okay? So how I say this is to everybody in the podcasting space is everybody goes to that JD from New York levels. That's the first person they point to. That's not all of us. Jay
That's not
Cargill
all of us,
does
no.
it. I think Thea Hell to a certain extent does, and a few
Monet.
others in Monet. We're not that. And another thing I don't like is the fact that you don't know our situations. That's another thing that wrestlers need to come off their other shit on. You don't know our situation as much as we don't know your situation as in reviewers and as content creators. We don't
Yeah.
know that situation like that. So
No.
at the end of the day, to me, Thea Hell, I get where she's coming from. I do. With the hate
Me too.
comments and that could lead into something else, right? But my thing is to all of this is Thea Hell, you're acting like a child. You're 22 years old. you're not part of our generation where we came from the underground, of things, and we, the hard knocks world. Because back in the day when the internet was around, it was hard knocks. So there you go.
Yep. Yeah. Basic, basically, so she needs to just she she needs to talk to somebody with that
Mm.
with that type kind of experience and and just take the steps to move forward because you're gonna get that each and every time you do something. They're gonna say, "Oh, Thea hell, she's wearing a ring attire," or "Thea hell, she made this move," or "I don't like the way she does it." It's just a mess, and it's just these grummages that really, really say that that they have their own opinions to say whatever they want. Of course you do, but she also have an opinion to say what she's got to say as well, and to ignore it, move on, and make better and produce better wrestling for herself, man. As she continues to get better.
Okay, I don't mean to take a shot, but I'm going to take a shot. It's kind of like Naomi Osaka, right? In the same vein. Like these
Oh
young
yeah, her too.
athletes. Like I've said the same thing. Like I said at first, I kind of justified it because somebody in my house like went, "No, this new generation needs to get tougher." Somebody in my house that I caregive for, they watch a lot of tennis and sports like I do, and
Hmm.
I was justifying. I'm like, okay, this is a phase. Okay, then when you really dive deep into Naomi Osaka, you're just like, that's that newer generation shit. That
It is.
I can't handle it. Everything sucks. I'm dying mentally. That's that new generation shit, and it's just like I'm starting to realize it's getting worse by the day.
It is.
You got Thea Hale, and then I'm kind of going, you know what? Then you have Coco Golf, and the other side of that, that's like, okay, I can get behind you. You know the ways of the internet. You don't get phased. You know what I mean? You don't get phased. You shit on people. So okay, all right. Because
Yeah.
Coco Golf, like I got to give her credit when it comes to social media when she hates when the haters hate. I mean, at the end of the day, she comes from the anime side and whatnot, so I'm cool with that. But this whole
Hmm.
newer generation, I kind of went, oh, this is the new. Like I said in my video, it's the newer generation that doesn't understand the older generation. Like, TikTok. I'm gonna say this: if you're on social media like that, like if you're in the weeds like that, you need to come off social media. If you're looking at every
Yeah.
other post, then you really just need to stop social media at that point.
Take a break, please. And Coco Golf, she was on her way up after winning the U.S. Open back in 2020
She got hurt.
2024.
She got hurt yesterday. In fact, fun fact, because I'm watching tennis as we speak because they're here out where I'm at. Indian Wells
Okay,
is here, so they're at the tournament. The next one is Miami. They're doing the
Miami.
side tournaments to all the big major ones. Coco
Yes.
Golf got hurt. I guess something to do with the elbow up the arm. So she pulled out
Oh,
yesterday. She was down on the ground. So I wish her a speedy recovery because I like
me
Coco
too.
Golf, and I'm glad to see Sloane Stevens. I'm not the biggest fan of Sloane Stevens, and I know she's been trying to make a comeback. So hopefully, she
Hmm.
announced the other day that she's coming back to tennis. So I'm excited about that for sure,
Okay,
100%.
okay. Good, 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 good.
Now the
But
other
get
funny
but
story. So the other funny story.
hmm
Let's go into this other funny story, and then we'll wrap
okay.
back to the Thea Hell stuff. Logan Paul yesterday. Anybody saw this yesterday? Logan Paul was crying, and that shit was funny when he was getting a call from Triple H himself and his team saying you cannot go fight outside of WWE, saying you're contractually obligated not to fight because you are a risk that we can't have during WrestleMania weekend. You have to perform at WrestleMania, and we can't have you get hurt. It's in your contract. And going
Oh,
forward, you cannot be fighting ex NFL stars in boxing. And his
wait,
facial
wait.
expression.
Uh-huh. So who was he supposed to fight? Ex NFL star.
I have no idea on that one. I just know that WWE yesterday dropped the gauntlet yesterday, saying basically that
Uh,
he cannot in any under WWE contract, you cannot go. You are
no.
independently contracted WWE. I guess Triple H's representatives reached out to Logan Paul's representative, his agent, and called him as he was live streaming yesterday. And he was like, "Wait, are you serious? He's a nobody. And they said, no, we just can't financially take the risk of you getting hurt, especially if we have a match going on for you at Mania. We cannot take the risk.
No. I
And
mean,
he's
did he not read his contract very well? Come on.
it was
You
funny
know,
to see him crying. I was going to tell you this off air, but he was crying so badly. It
yeah.
was the most hilarious
Mhm.
thing I've ever seen in a minute. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
well,
you got told. You just got told by Triple H, literally, straight up, that no, Daddy Papa Triple H just told you no.
yeah, he
And
basically told your ass no.
he was basically on his knees, basically begging to whoever was talking to him on the phone. What do you mean I can't? And they said it's in your contract that we have to authorize you doing outside stuff. If outside stuff jeopardizes what we're doing, we can't. They explained it to him 3 times. Like it wasn't computing with him. It just wasn't resonating. You can go find it on X. It's on X. If you after the show, go watch it. He was hilarious.
Okay.
He was
Yeah,
crying.
I'm gonna
He,
definitely watch that because he feels as though he could be like his brother.
oh yeah.
He feels as though
By
he could
the
be like
way,
his brother. Yeah, yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
No, no, you go first. You were talking. I cut you off mid sentence. My
No,
bad.
no. I'm saying that he feels as though he could be like his brother Jake and go out there and fight these Xboxes or X for players while under contract with WWE. But you got to understand, WWE is what they would say the megalith of professional wrestling. So they're not gonna let you go outside and do this. Although WWE is partnership with MMA and boxing now with compliments of excuse me, Dana White, compliments of Dana White, and you feel as though that you could do that? Nah, they don't want that.
Well, full circle back to our Thea Hell comments. My thing about Thea Hell, she was being pushed properly by WWE. Um, my thing is, I already see Thea Hell in the next couple of days deactivating social media. I already see that happening. Full stop. I see
Hmm.
her doing that, taking the steps like what Jay Cargill did for a short period. Because here's my thing with wrestlers: if you're gonna talk your shit online, and you're gonna run your mouth, and you're gonna scream foul and being a victim, and I love Thunder
Hmm.
Rosa, and Thunder Rosa and me have had DMs in the DMs because I've said some things where her character when
Okay.
she was going against Britt Baker that she's commented to me personally and said she didn't think about those things. And I like Thunder Rosa, and I think Thunder Rosa is being mishandled in AEW. That's just my opinion, but she's not helped her cause with not staying healthy. And
Well, yeah, she. Hmm.
my other thing is I've said if wrestlers are gonna take heat in the kitchen and they're gonna do all this different stuff, then you need to walk the walk and understand that when if you're gonna if you're gonna hit daggers in anything, Aaron Judge, anybody, even when Kevin Durant was going off online. My thing is, if you're gonna go off online, then expect a blowback. Expect the
True.
blowback. You can't have it both
True.
ways. And what Thea Hale's trying to do is, I want safe spaces. That doesn't work on X, Blue Skies,
Nope.
whatever platform you're
Nope.
on.
Nope.
And
No.
I'm sorry, the people that are defending her in this moment, and I kind of defended her a little bit because I got where she was coming from, but the way at the end of that, if you watch at the end, go to church. I'm like, you're
Mm.
taking shots, buddy. Like, it doesn't make you look good, and you should have
No, it
came off
doesn't.
less passionate, like saying, "Hey, look, this I don't mind wrestling fans doing what they're doing XYZ, but it's getting way too far." Like I'm here to have fun and have a conversation, but I'm not here to get threatened or body shamed. See, there's different
That's
ways
true.
she could have handled that. There could have been a professional thing. Hey, the hate I've been getting recently, not okay. I have somebody that monitors my ex now. If you decide to act up, I'm just gonna block you going forward because I can't handle
Yeah,
that
just
toxicity.
yeah, just have somebody handle your social media. Listen, you make enough money with WWE now, so get somebody, please.
Well, that's a social media
Get somebody.
management company. That's an easy peasy deal for her. It's like Monet.
Yeah.
Monet has a whole group of people, and I know people don't want to hear this from me. Yeah, I get that it's all ran in AI, and I get her whole dating her, but that was what I expected. You're not getting a date with Monet to where you could sit and do all this, that, and the third. You're buying a package
No,
to talk to an AI bot. That's what you're talking to.
of course. Yeah,
Monet is doing a million
yeah.
different things, and currently Monet. We're gonna segue into the next one. Is Monet lost titles over the weekend?
Yes, she did.
Yes, congratulations. I will clap for that. Congratulations. She should be
And
losing
con-
belts one by one by one.
and congratulations to first. Before I get to Persephone, let's give a hand to CMLL for their show, um, all women show on Friday. It was on Friday,
Yep.
called Night of the Amazonas, which you had Megan Bain, Mina Shirakawa, and several other AEW and other and um, Stardom stars, wrestlers in it, with the main event being Persephone and Monet. Now I got that out the way. Listen, that main event match was very good. Was very good, and like I said to you all before on other podcasts and shows, watch out for Persephone because now they're gonna give her the rope, and she's gonna have to take it and very much get out there, get that exposure, do perform very well in the ring, and garner that support from from the back, from backstage, because she's got it.
Well,
She's young,
they signed her for a lot of money.
yes, and they
Go
have
ahead.
to and they have to and they have to make sure to build her up as that strong wrestler, because she could do a lot. She could definitely do a lot, and she's shown that she can stay healthy as well. Because I was listening to her she did an interview with one of the podcasts out there on YouTube, and matter of fact,
Sean
matter of
Ross
fact,
Sapp.
matter of fact, it was Sean Ross Sapp. Excuse me, thank you. It was
You're
Sean
welcome.
Ross Sapp, and she was talking about, and in it, she was talking about how she keeps her body healthy and having conversations with other wrestlers, lucha wrestlers and everything else about keeping their bodies healthy, and how some of them was wrestling with injuries, and it just and their body eventually deteriorates to where she said to herself, "Wait a minute, something's got to be up with that." So she, as a wrestler, would be checking on the others and finding out how they're feeling with their injuries. And she said, and when she found out the type of injuries that they would have, she said, "No, no, no, no. You are gonna be you're gonna be out of action at some point, and it's gonna take you a long time to come back." That's sometimes she used to tell them that, and then I said, "Wait, she have she have a degree in sports medicine."
Here's my thing with the signing. Right, you can she was also on Deceased
Mhm.
Sato's podcast too, and it
Yeah,
just she say to me, and I'm gonna say this, that she's giving the opposite of what Thea Hale's doing. I'm sorry to say this, but isn't it just funny how all these WWE wrestlers, the women's side right now, all going on these rants on social media? It's just like where
yeah,
everybody else on the AEW side is like taking it in. They're just like, yeah, I'm
yeah,
okay having haters. I'm okay having this. Persephone was also talking about that. Another one that
yeah,
I
yeah,
hope,
yeah. Of course.
another one I hope WWE or AEW signs, and I know TNA screwed her over, and I'm hoping Steph DeLander gets signed by AEW. And I know that's a
Yeah,
touchy. I know that's a touchy subject, but I think there's a lot of bullshit on
yeah.
TNA's side on that one.
What the hell? No, because I had to ask, because when I first saw that, it was a headline where I saw it. I said, Steph DeLanda and Mance want to quit TNA, and I'm like, okay, they were Mance was doing very well, Up until
Okay,
that
so
point,
here, but
Mantis.
here's the reason why they did that is because Stet the Lander has a critical neck injury, I guess. Like Paige levels
Oh
bad,
yeah.
I
Uh
guess. And
oh.
then now she's gone around and got the medical clearance, but TNA don't want to take the risk. Then she went back over to WWE side to see if maybe they could do something, and
Uh
WWE doesn't
oh.
want to do anything with her. So it's kind of a Daniel Bryan situation in that point in Paige, but or Saraya, but she showed on, I think it was which one, she was on one of the shows. She was on like Sean Ross Sapp or one of them. I think it was Deceased to Sado or
Yeah.
one of them. And she was showing like, I'm medically cleared. I don't know what TNA's talking about. So she said,
Matter of fact, it.
I asked for my release and I got my release. I quit.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was Sean Ross Sapp because
And
it, it,
I'm
it,
like, Seth the Lander's the shit. I don't know why I don't know why nobody doesn't sign her, Priscilla Kelly. Over the weekend too, if Monet was losing, CMLL was doing amazing things. Alex Windsor won the strong title. Charlie, formerly known as what's her
Dakota
name?
Kai.
Dakota Kai, thank you. All debuted. Everything in wrestling was hyped this weekend. If you go there,
So
you had the World
so
Baseball
she.
Classic. You had a lot of good stuff.
Hmm. So she debuted on the indie scene, right?
Yes.
Okay. So well, not debuted, but made her in ring return in the indie scene as Charlie. But for Alex Windsor, she won the what New Japan women's strong title.
Yes.
Oh, because now she also have the Rev Pro undisputed women's title.
Here's my other thing. I'm going to say this too over the weekend. CMLL is doing a good job with Marina Shirakawa, and I'm going to say this where AEW is dropping the ball.
Yeah,
Because why is it every time Marina Shirakawa was like hyped up to the heavens just lose? It's weird to me. Like you brought her in, you gave her a Ring of Honor, not even a B. You gave her the B side title. You didn't even give her the A title. You gave her a B title, and to me, it just made no sense. And CMLL's really treating her like 5 stars, and I saw that over the
yeah.
weekend in highlights.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I saw the show online because I had to see the whole match between Monet and Persephone.
That was a good
Man,
match,
listen.
and both of them can go at each other all day long. The running
Oh
it back
yeah.
the first 2 times Monet got ahead of her, and then now you see
Mhm.
this is how storylines should be.
Yeah.
AEW,
And then
AEW, WWE. You need to take notes from CMLL personally because they just
yeah,
showed you why they're selling out Arena Mexico every week on a
boy,
Friday
and
night.
listen,
Go figure.
and they sold out Arena Mexico because when I heard you could hear the crowd. It's just that crowd pop. The crowd
Mm-hmm.
pop was so much there, and and as the cameras was panning around, seats were filled from the bottom to the top, from top to bottom. I said, "Oh, on a Friday night in Mexico City, yeah, yeah." Listen, those folks down there love their wrestling. They love people in Mexico. They love their wrestling, and it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. They're there, and as long
By
as
the
you put
way,
on a
stream.
good.
By the way, everybody in the podcast, if you're watching the video side, I know it's the old overlay that I do videos for. Next week, no, in the next couple of days, I will have something that is made for this show. You'll see it, and it'll have smooth stuff and my stuff. I wanted to address that earlier. I wanted to, if you're watching it, if somebody asked me, why does it got all this? Because when I started this, the name I just came up with, and then I wanted to get episode 1 out there, and then as it happens, the overlay will change. Things will change, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a minute. It'll change.
Yeah,
Trust me on that.
of course.
And I will have things updated down in the description where you can find Smooth's on everything. Smooth's, testing putting the toe in the water. We're slowly, he's slowly getting there. So, and more as this show goes, the more we want to keep doing it. Maybe we've already been talking it on the side. Smooth said he may do some, as we get going, he'll do some more upgrading and things like that. That's just the whole progression of doing this stuff. Once you get a taste of it, you want to upgrade some things and make more things lively. That's how I see things when it comes to podcasting and streaming and doing the stuff. Once you get a
Of course.
hankering for it,
Yes.
um, And Smooth's always been asking me questions. So like this is not our first rodeo. I've been talking to, so you guys know this. I've been talking to Smooth for 2 years now, give or take.
Yeah,
And
2 years.
he's been asking me about different questions about audio and setups and what can I do to do this, that, and a third. So
Mm,
and I've been telling people for a while. It's a if you have nothing to do in in your world and you want to test the waters out, streaming or just chatting or whatever, give it a go. See where you go. I tell everybody just randomly go into it. That's how I started back in the day. This is how I say it to people. If you have a mouth and an opinion, within reason, and just go online and stream, see where it goes. It doesn't have to be on
of
Twitch.
course,
It doesn't have to be on Kick. It doesn't have to be on D Live or Rumble, whatever. Just pick a platform and go. Just pick a platform that you feel happy with and go. I tell this to everybody. Um. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I'm definitely sorry to hear that. Hopefully you heal up and things get better, buddy. Gothic. Shout out to Gothic. I will make sure to get you a shout out here in a minute.
all right,
But yeah, welcome to the.
shout out to Gothic.
Hope you feel better, buddy, on the snow plowing. And shout out to all the snow plowers of the world because I've been seeing you guys. Shout out to you guys. You guys deserve everything. You guys have been the heart and soul that's been driving the East Coast, and
Hmm.
stay healthy out there and make sure to drink plenty of fluids and get plenty of sleep because I know you guys are working around the clock and you guys help out emergency vehicles, things like that. On this show, we love our first responders to everything, always
Of
show
course,
the love.
of course, of course. Because listen, we had a lot of we had got plenty of snow twice, and now that now that the temperatures are warming up, much of the snow is gone. So I'm glad. I'm glad to at least get some things done on the outside. Outside living here on the East Coast. So
Well,
shout out to
okay,
all the
so go ahead. Sorry.
now. Say shout out to all the snow plowers and snow shovelers that put in their work to make sure that that the roads and sidewalks were clear for all of us to walk on and drive through.
I think our average here was three this year. So I live out in the desert. So if you guys don't realize, we get cold. Like people get this confused. Like people think California is all this great weather and everything. No, actually, fun fact: the weather actually got down to like in the teens. Actually, in fact, here
Ooh,
we get ice. In the desert, what is it? Joshua Tree and things like that. We get down to cold weather too. Not in the negatives like some places, but we do get down in the teens. So down here, we
okay.
were in the 20s. We were in the I've never experienced that kind of weather before because I've always lived privileged where it's always sunny. It's like paradise all the time. So
Hmm.
being out here in the desert, I'm learning real quick. No, you wear a jacket real quick. Like I come from where I walk outside and it's literally beach weather all the time. And where I used to live and where Disney was, now here where the Coachella Festival is, when it gets cold in the winter, it gets cold and it gets
Oh
down in
yeah.
the teens, and you get a warning for it too on the phone. So yeah, we get ice. We get lots and lots of ice. We don't get the whole snow, but we get lots of ice. And then up in the upper paps of our mountains up above me, we
Hmm.
get hit with
Yes.
huge snow. So it's
Okay.
beautiful. It's very beautiful. Like if you the only thing I'm gonna hate this year is the hot weather, because here in the desert we get really cold, or we just get extremely hot, and it's gonna be like it was when I first moved out here last summer, 120 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna tell you guys that's not with we don't get humidity, we just get dry heat. So I'm
Dry
gonna
heat.
melt to death. So there you go.
Uh, so getting off topic, talking about the World Baseball Classic, because like I said, Raven and I, we've been keeping tabs on what's going on and watching that much of the way while seeing collision. I would say on full replay or highlights. For me,
Okay, so
it's
in fairness, I've been watching. Okay, so in fairness, it's been the World Baseball Classic, college
hmm
basketball, and then mixed in with
yep.
I know people are gonna criticize me. This is not political talk. SNL, and then mixed in with Bill Maher because somebody in my house likes to watch that stuff, and then mixed
Uh,
in, and then mixed in with this week and then something else.
Yeah, I was watching. I saw the cold open for S. I saw that cold open for SNL. Very interesting, and it was funny.
I died the opening of SNL this week. I died. That shit was that I fell out of my chair. That shit was so stupid but funny at the same
That
time.
cold open was so funny. I said, damn, you gonna have the Secretary of War calling up the show, reprimanding you, and then the president and then the president gonna be like, you're fired. No,
I
because
died. The opening of that segment with Colin Jost, I died. I went,
yes,
this shit is off the rails. Whoever came up with this and writ it, I was dying. I was dead.
they probably
Gothic,
wasn't
I
even.
hope you're having a great. By the way, Gothic, I hope you're having a great weekend. We are back full time streaming. I was back a couple days ago. I originally the unscripted stuff should have been started the other day.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, but you guys go back. We did 3.5 hours. So you guys are you're gonna get a lot of me. I have a lot of games to play. We re-downloaded the Division 2. You guys are gonna get Star Wars Outlaws.
yes,
There's lots of games. You're gonna be in game heaven if you're coming to my channel because there's gonna be so much stuff. I'm not just gonna be playing the Fortnite and that. I got a lot of games to play. I got a new drive recently, so there's gonna be so much shit you're gonna see here on this channel.
of course.
And is Smooth a gamer? That's the question. Does Smooth play video games?
I do. I do. I gotta get myself. I gotta get myself into that mode again because it's been a while.
Okay, so what's the
It's
game
been
of
a while.
choice?
Ah, let me see. Dang, because if you talk about games now. I usually would do game. I usually would have done like games back in the day, so like Grand Theft Auto or a little Street Fighter or what's Lara Croft.
Oh, nice, Gothic. Hell yeah, bud. And then for the interview, so I'm home for the next few days. Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Lara
Hopefully your
Croft.
interview
I
stuff
used to
goes
do.
well. Laura
Oh yeah,
Croft, okay.
yeah.
GTA. GTA still a thing. GTA still. I just don't play it. I don't play it like that. A lot of people play the role playing stuff. I just don't do that. I can't get in that
Okay.
mindset to be a police officer or a drug dealer or the token 420 guy. I just can't do that. Like it's the same with
Yeah.
what is it that VR game
Yeah.
that everybody plays the VR Life or
Mhm.
whatever. I can't do
Yes.
that stuff like where everybody's like got their custom character. I used to play it and I'm like I don't have a VR headset anymore to get the full experience, so I don't do that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I gave
Yeah.
up on
For
sports
me,
games because sports games they're just a paywall now. Like I used to be all
it
about
is.
running the gauntlet with my rise on NBA and I come from the days where NBA Live was my thing. Like NBA
Yes.
Live was my shit. You
And
couldn't
then
convince
and
me.
then also too with my thing was playing what was it, Sega Genesis and NBA Jam.
Yes. Yes. That game was well, okay, so NBA Jam it was actually NBA courtside for me because I was a midway guy. I had to have my
Okay.
allegiance with the voice acting and whatnot. Where NBA Jam, on the other hand, was kind of we all know those kind of games. What happened? Who stole the NBA the franchise? It should have actually Midway should have just
Yeah.
been NBA Jam the whole time, but they didn't because of the NBA and corruption and Acclaim. Acclaim was a shit company. Don't get me started with
Yeah, it
Acclaim
was.
games. Acclaim game was terrible. If you played it in Acclaim game, you were. And I got Fortnite back on my PC. Hell yeah, buddy. Yeah, I got Division 2 and I got a whole bunch of stuff installed, so I'm pretty excited. I just got a new
Of course.
drive for my new PC, so to install more games. But we're gonna be playing a shit. We're gonna be playing a lot of games. Uh,
And then I used to play, what is it, the WWE games before it became like two K and all that.
oh, bro, Day of Reckoning. Oh my God, Raw 1 and 2. No Mercy. The one after No
Yep.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Even that EA shitty WCW game that they made with Sting on the front cover.
Yeah. That too.
And
That
then
too.
Dreamcast
That too
came
was.
out. When Dreamcast came
Mhm.
out, okay, that was PS1. Ready to Rumble. blew my mind. We
Yes.
had to play every. I was at my uncle's house, so we used to pass the controller, and it was literally that game, the summer games, and then hockey games, and then we would play single player games. That's how I beat Crash Bandicoot, Tony Hawk. We would pass the controller.
Yes.
You died. The kids don't know this. Kids, there was a thing. When you didn't have money and one person had a console in the house, you went and you shared. You played. You passed that controller around like it was like hotcakes. Kids don't realize how easy it is now that you can get online, play with your friends. We didn't have the luxury. We got on the phone. We were like, "Hey friend, I got chicken nuggets over here. You want to come over?" Oh wait, let me ask my mom. Hold on. Click, and then they call you back, and then my mom said I got to be home by the street light. And if you didn't come home by the street light came on, you were dead meat in your house. I was a dead
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Same here. Same here too. Even though I lived in the city, even though I lived in the New York City area, lived in the New York City area, and then I see all the boys used to hang out like 10:30 at night. My mother said, looked at me and said, "You not gonna be like them boys." I said, "Oh, okay."
My mom, if I even looked different, right? If I even didn't do my schoolwork properly or anything, like I was a dead man. Like there was consoles being taken away from me. Kids have it nice these days. Like
Oh yeah.
my mom would just come in and just yank the console. Here, warts are gone. You could deal with here's a book you can read. Have fun. That's how that went. Here's a
Yeah,
book you
that's
can
it.
read. Have fun. Kids have it easy these days. Like how much parental controls they put on the damn thing. Kids still find a way around.
Of, of course, and then you got all the streaming going on, so it makes it a little bit easier for them. But getting back to with the World Baseball Classic, what are your thoughts on that?
Um, I'm glad to see baseball back because I grew up as a kid in the 2000. When I grew up in 2000s, baseball was a thing. Like the whole World Cup type deal, the
Yeah.
Olympics, the America coming back with who was the Dodgers coach that died? Tony Dodgers coach.
Tommy Lu, so,
Yeah,
Tommy Lasorda.
yes. That whole
Yeah.
America making a comeback and in 2000 to win the those are things
Oh yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm grateful to see the classic finally after 20 years later or 22. I think it's 20 years. I'm glad to see it back in full swing and I'm glad to see like more countries are coming into this. Um I'm grateful to see the Olympics picking up baseball and softball again cuz those are things I did like about the Olympics back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the other thing that I really appreciate that and I know it's flag football, but it's something. I'm glad to see that nations are going to be. I wish it was tackle more than flag, but I'm glad to see the
Okay.
Olympics taking a step to bring different sports into the league instead of just track and field all the time. And in basketball, I like to see different. The NFL is going to be backing that flag football thing and then the UFL is going to be backing it too. So it's kind of nice to see. I know people are gonna I shit on it at first, but I understand why. I get it. They're doing it for 2 3 weeks in LA and with the NFL. I get it. They don't want players getting hurt.
True.
I understand
True.
that, so that makes sense. I
True.
get it.
Because
And
because at that time that the Olympics take place, that will be NFL. That will lead into training camp.
yes, preseason, yeah.
Training
Because
camp
if
preseason.
they're going to
So
use professional players, what they're saying they're going to for each country. So yeah, and the way the NFL wants to get into NFL Europe and Japan and things like that, the NFL wants to go global. They're kind of taking the whole
global.
idea of what WWE is doing. So we'll see.
Yes,
We'll see what
of
the
course.
NFL does. But getting back to the World Baseball Classic, I think it's going to be a two-team race. I think right now, if you're watching it, you're going to watch two teams. I think Mexico may upset the U.S., but the way the U.S. is playing, I think it's going to be
Hmm.
U.S. Japan again. I do. I
Yeah,
still believe that.
because for me tonight's because that game takes place tonight in Houston. That's gonna be that's gonna be a packed house at Dyken Park in downtown Houston, Texas, between the United States and Mexico.
Right.
That's gonna be a good one because um who Team USA have picture for that game is Paul Skeens.
Yep, he's really good.
Paul Skeens, the NL Cy Young Award winner because Scooble, the AL Cy Young Award winner, he pitched Saturday. He pitched Saturday, so
And I'm
it's
actually
gonna be
appreciating
interesting.
some of the new stuff they're adding into the World Baseball Classic. Speaking of, some of the review calling, I like that. I like on the
Oh
fly
yeah, yeah,
how
yeah,
I
yeah,
like on
yeah.
the fly with they're using AWS AI, and some of the calls that they're not getting right, they're calling it on the
Yep,
fly, kind of like how they're doing tennis. I like that.
yeah. Well, because remember, during the MLB regular season, they do that. They do that every time. You could challenge a call. Just call to the headset and challenge a call when you feel that it's not that you feel you're in the right, but then the umps didn't get the call. Like for
Well,
example,
now they're doing everything on the fly, which is cool, like tennis. But here's my
oh yeah,
thing. To all the people that are saying they have to change. Baseball has to change. I used to be a
yes,
long-term Angels season ticket owner. The games were slow. You sat there and there was a lot of just wasted air, dead air that you would sit and go and drink because you were like between innings. Like now they like pitchers can't take their sweet time. Like
nope,
they're trying to speed the game up to make the game more interesting because people's attention span. Like I would fall asleep sometimes. These late games, summer, like then they would sit
hmm
around. I would fall asleep in the stands. I would
yeah.
literally fall asleep because it was getting boring.
I guess I
So
guess I guess for, I guess for me it was different being a Yankees fan going to the Yankee Stadium, the old one, the old one, and the new one as well. I guess it's different for me because we just take it in and we're passionate for all nine innings or whatever or however the game takes long. So it didn't matter to us. But when the pitching
well,
clock
okay,
came, when the
so well in fairness, New York crowds and Boston crowds, you guys got a lot going for you. Like you guys are always chanting and there's music playing and you guys are having fun.
hmm
Where as Angel fans on the other side, I'm gonna say this in a good way. Angel Stadium is so outdated and so old. It's literally when you sit out in the sun, you're baking. There is no, there is no like shade and shit. Like you're baking. There's no fun, and they don't make it fun to sit out in the sun. And there's not many people in the crowd either. That's the other problem too. And like for instance, the Angel Stadium, and I used to go every season. It's ran down. It's kind of like the Coliseum in a lot of ways. And
because
I
that
and I
because
I
that
say it's
state.
in a depressing way.
Mhm. Now I'm saying that stadium was built. That stadium was opened up like in 2001 or something, right?
The Angel Stadium. Angel Stadium has been around since 1960s.
No, no, but then remember that was the old Angel Stadium because this one here
Well, they converted.
was
Okay, in fairness, they converted it. So when the Rams left, they reconverted it back into a baseball stadium. So it's been converted several different times since I've
oh,
been a
so that's
kid.
the same, and then they made it, and then they pulled and then they made the like the cavern with the rocks, with the rocks
Right. That was
except
that
with the
was that was
rocks with the waterfalls.
2000. That was 2001, 2000. Yeah. So if you
Yeah,
remember right, out in left field, we had a big thing up top. It had Marlboro on it, and then it had the
okay.
Rams. It had the Angels up top, and then it had the Rams because the Rams used to play the same with the Raiders. They used to play down here for a period, and then the Rams because the owner said, Orange County is poor people country. They moved it. They moved it to they moved out to St. Louis, and now they're back here in the Intuitive Dome. Or sorry,
No, they're back in
SoFi Stadium. SoFi. I
SoFi
get
Stadium,
the.
right by LAX.
So okay, so you guys know how the Olympics are gonna be playing out. So people get this confused. So when it comes to like volleyball and things like that are gonna be happening for the U.S. squad, it's so
hmm
weird. They're not playing them in LA. They're going to be playing it somewhat at the Honda Center in Anaheim, a little bit over here in LA, a little bit over here. I'm like, so when it comes to the Olympics, they're not truly in LA, by the way. Just to let you guys know. They just include, and this is where I laugh at people when they say Orange County is LA. It's not LA. Orange County will always be separate, but they're literally like an hour drive away from each other. That's why.
Okay.
That's why they're doing what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Well. Yeah. Basically, it's like Metro LA, the LA Metro area because
Basically, but I get disrespected when they say, "Oh, it's L.A." It's no, it's Orange County, buddy. Orange County and L.A. are two different
well,
things. It'd be like for me to like it would be like comparing New York to New Jersey. They're two separate things.
of course,
Or
but
Staten
we
Island to New York.
hmm yeah. Well, Staten Island is part of New York City with the five boroughs, but for us, we call it and parts of Connecticut too, because being that how we would say it, anything that's within that 2 hour, like I would say that 2 hour like radius of New York City, we would consider it to be like the tri-state area. So we have
Right.
New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area. So
didn't they put whatchamacallit stadium that the Jets in the in from what I've seen in videos. Isn't that in New Jersey technically?
yes, that's in East Rutherford,
And
MetLife
I heard it
Stadium. Yeah,
I heard
because
it's not like the best area in the world either, from what I've seen in
yeah,
videos.
well, some people say well because that is when they first built that stadium back in 1976 because it was first the Giants built that stadium for themselves before the Jets came over in 1982 after the 1982 season. So it was basically built on swampland because
Gotcha.
basically they say when you drive on the New Jersey Turnpike, you can smell that swamp air. Yeah, because before that, that was all swampland. Like when they built the Giant Stadium in '76, and then when the Nets that they used to call New York Nets that used to play at the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, they moved out of there in '76 after after 77, 78. Then they built that
Can I interrupt
best.
you for a second? Can I just say this? I just seen an article and I'm going to say this real quickly on this show. Never tell me Dave Meltzer's credible. Please don't, because that guy ain't credible for shit. Like he just,
Uh-oh.
I just think out of his mouth, he just comes up with anything. I'm just starting to come to the belief the guy just spits out anything. Like he eats breakfast and he's just like, oh, my breakfast moved to the left. Oh, Triple H is a bad promoter. I'm like, where does he get his logic on? The '80s want your shit back. I'm just saying. I've always said this about Meltzer. I'm like, what are we doing? Like he's now
Yeah,
saying he's quoting now baby faces can't be booked properly and WWE struggling. That doesn't take any it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. That's common sense. That's
that's common
common
sense.
sense. Like where are you
Oh,
getting
we
your information from?
listen. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, Dave. We've been talking about this for a few years now. Raven and I have been talking about this for a few years. Welcome
Like
to the party.
some of the articles that I read during the week, guys. I read a lot of articles when it comes to wrestling, and when they quote the wrestling server, I rolled my eyes now because what is Dave Meltzer gonna say? I have a song now for him. Do 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 do. What is Dave Meltzer gonna say today? Do 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 do
And
do
then
do do do
and
do.
then you know you got Brian Alvarez along with it too.
Yo, yeah, like when you listen to both of these guys, like it's just like Tweedledum and Tweedledoo. We're like, what are we doing? That's why I don't take
And
the
we've been
wrestling
talking.
servers serious anymore. Like a lot of you do in the IWC, I just don't because it's like, where are we getting these articles from? Like what's like I get for clicks and views, but there's click and views and there's just making up bullshit to make up bullshit.
Yeah, we've been talking about WWE struggling on how struggling to
Here,
book
I'll make you
baby
laugh with
faces
this one.
properly.
Here's me being savage. Here's me going in. That would be like me sitting on the toilet bowl, right, taking a fucking shit, and letting the Browns
Oh
go to the
shit.
Super Bowl, and then turning around and going, "Oh hey, because my shit went to the left side. Oh, Cody Rhodes is dropping the belt tomorrow. That's epiphany. Oh, that's happening. Oh my god." No. And by the way, can I fucking say this on this show for you? get to know me. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
this to all you little people that are crying about Drew McIntyre was fucked over. He's going and filming a movie.
yeah,
He
he
had to
was.
drop the
He's going to film a
title.
movie.
He's going to be gone for 6 months filming one of the greatest movies ever to be made in 80s comedy gold called The Highlander.
Yes, Highlander.
Like, come on now. He's being paid a shit ton of money, and there's already him and Triple H already discussed if you supposedly out there. I don't watch Untold, but supposedly they were under an agreement between each other that he can go film a movie. They already prepped this to happen already months in advance. He was
Yeah,
gonna drop the
yeah,
belt to
yeah.
Cody. So like to all you people, oh my god, oh shit, the room is falling. Stop it. Stop
No,
it. All you guys saying
no,
he's going
no.
to AEW.
He's not going to AEW, folks. Stop. He's he's going to film a movie because I, di- I did I did read that on social media. That's why he had to drop the title, and and then he's gonna finish up his, like, I guess, wrestling obligation for a bit against Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania.
Well, supposedly they said he wasn't going to be at WrestleMania. He was going to start filming this week, upcoming week,
Oh,
and he's going to be gone
oh,
for a
no,
few
no, no.
months.
So that means no, no, no. That means he's gonna be doing fun. He's gonna be, because he's supposed to be going for about 6 months. You said.
Yeah, supposedly he's going to be gone for a pretty long time. Yeah, that's what they were
Oh,
saying to go
so
film
that
Highlander.
Fatu situation ain't gonna, that him and Fatu ain't gonna get really going until like, Survivor. What they would say, WrestlePalooza or
Well, here's my
Survivor.
thing. Maybe they throw that, and then WWE's having to throw curveballs from what I was seeing in reports. Um, by the way, the dirt sheets I say reportedly from now on because you don't know what is real and what's not anymore.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
wrestlers get pissed
reportedly.
off. I'm gonna start saying reportedly because people like MJF and others get pissed off at people like myself and Smooth here because we go on X and then we think it's real, and then they go and they. So I'm gonna just start saying reportedly going forward just as a safe measure because I don't want to get in trouble with these wrestlers or get shit on for being wrong. So reportedly, supposedly WWE's having to play swerves on the whole idea of WrestleMania. They're scrambling at the last minute to figure this out 7 weeks in, 7 weeks out from
Yeah.
WrestleMania because Drew was obligated. And then they had all these injuries that happened, back to back to back injuries that they didn't expect.
Did you also see the injury to that also coincides with the injury to Jordan Grace?
Jordan Grace got hurt.
Yes, she did.
When did
From
she get
from what
hurt?
from what something of that nature. I don't Something of that nature, and she was showing herself in like this walking boot. This it
The walking boot. Yeah.
reportedly it was a walking boot, but when I was looking at it, I said, "Oh, no," because when I was looking at it, I said, oh, I said, hold on, she's hurt now, and they've been pushing her too.
Well, Jordan Grace hasn't had a really okay. To be real honest, real frank, they haven't really pushed her like I thought they were going to.
No,
That's another
they
thing that
just
I don't understand with that one. I really don't seriously understand. You brought her up. I thought possibly in NXT they were gonna push her for the NXT belt first, and I'm kind of just like confused. Jordan Grace should have never been in NXT to begin with, and I've said this for a while. She should have been on main roster. She did not need to be in NXT, and she's been stifled. It's been baffling to me. As much as Marina Shirakawa has been booked so badly in AEW, in my opinion, Jordan Grace has been like a shell of herself. I'm just like, what are we
yeah.
doing with her? Like, you guys have no idea what to do with her. Period. It's like, so going to segue to that one, Vengeance Day. Let me be real. I watched the whole Vengeance Day. I watched it on Netflix, and I can't stand. As far as WWE goes, as far as I'm concerned with apps, I VPN'd in and I went into Netflix on the Canada side because I can't do ESPN Unlimited. Every time a WWE event happens, ESPN Unlimited just crashes on me. Any other sporting event, it works fine on my Apple TV or my Android sticks. You go to wrestling, it's the same like Peacock. I could never get it to work to save my soul. So I ended up tunneling into Canada, and then I end up watching it on Netflix where I get no ads. WWE, no ads. I get stay tuned in commercial break. I love Netflix WWE because I watch my SmackDown that way. I watch my NXT that way. I do not watch it. I watch it internationally. I can't do it anymore. Ever since I've had a taste of Netflix WWE, I love the fact that they just do they do some music and they said they're in process of a commercial break. I'm good with that. I don't
Yeah.
want to suffer from commercials.
I like it when I like it when it's on Netflix.
Same. Very much the same. I cannot do this ESPN thing. I do not like the
No.
ESPN Unlimited app at all, especially for sports games. They have this multi-view thing that they have where you can pick which one you want, and it never works properly. It always has bugs. So, and then they said they're going to integrate this with Disney Plus some way, ESPN. They're going to put this all in one app, and I'm like, you can't even get your one app right. So you're telling me now you're going to you're going to do this? Like, come on now, like, bro. And then now they're
Yeah.
adding MLB. I guess MLB is a new thing that's coming to ESPN Unlimited. They required the rights for MLTV, so I don't know how that's going to work. Like, is that going to be
Okay.
another bonus price on top of ESPN Unlimited? Because ESPN Unlimited on itself is expensive. It's $30 a month. That shit's expensive
No,
for
it
what it
is.
is. Just to
It
watch
is.
your college football and all the other stuff that goes alongside of that. Thank God I get it included with my service. But if I was, I wouldn't have it. I'd be going yo ho, Pirates. Me when it comes to that shit, I wouldn't be ball busting over that shit. But Veggies Day
No,
was
but I was.
good. Veggies Day was good
Hmm.
though. I will give them. I was gonna do a review and then I didn't, and then I fell asleep yesterday because I had ate early and I was gonna do a review, and then I just decided, you know what, I'll be talking to you on Monday anyway, so I'll review it then or within a show.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Veggie Day was good. It's just some things I was just scratching my head on. Like, I'm finally grateful WWE's actually or NXT is doing some type of hardcore matches. Like, I'm I'm kind of just going, "Yeah, okay, great." And then at other times I'm just like, what are we doing? Like the first two matches were hot. The first three matches were definitely a win for me for
Yeah.
Vengeance Day. Tatum Paxley needed to go over though, and I was grateful they did. I was grateful she got her belt. Now her and Stephanie Vaquer are the only two ladies in NXT history to have the North American and also the World Heavyweight in their thing. But
North
Monet
American and the women's
are
championship.
but as far as I'm concerned is that beginning match with Monroe, man, I was just like, what are we doing? I'm
Yeah.
not
Blake Monroe and
vibing.
Parker.
I'm not vibing with Blake Monroe, man. Like I'm telling you, she's like lost stats in my book. Whatever this transition she's done from AEW to here, I'm just going. I want you back in AEW. You were better. Your character
Yeah.
was way better.
Yeah.
Like this work on NXT. I get it was a dream of yours, but and I get the name is like kind of like how Royce Keys is for himself. I just don't get her character. I don't get the vibes. I really
I
don't.
don't. I don't get it neither. And then she goes in give me the. I like the Mariah May character because it was
Mm,
just she was just on it, looking good and everything, but then also putting on good matches in the ring.
yes, and entertaining and believable. Here it's more
Hmm.
of I feel like she's trying to be Sabrina Carpenter. Way
Oh
too much
yeah.
trying to be Sabrina Carpenter look rip off. And I'm like, "No. What made you great?" And I know Blake, I know you don't want to hear this one from me. What made you great is you came out, you got on the mic, and you said you were the baddest bitch in the room, and you owned and walked it, and you made Timeless Tony Storm many times bleed. That's
Yep.
and you made the matches that way, and you told stories. You're not doing it so much here, and your stock values kind of declined. I noticed, and then Jada Parker had to make you look good. That was the. I rolled my eyes during that match, and I went, oh, Jada Parker had to make you look good. She had to sell the spot that you did on the diamonds. She had to sell it to
Yes.
make it look good. And I went, "Oh, that's not good." Cuz she kind of botched. If you watch that match back where Brooke Monet or sorry, uh
Blake Monroe.
Blake Monroe. I don't have no you know what look her matches are becoming the same to me. And it's like, okay, backstage segment, her looking sexy on a whatever, a stage box. Oh, Blake's doing this in the mirror over here. It's like, can we just and you're calling yourself the glamour, but you should call yourself something else. Personally, it's personal opinion there. You just
uh,
call yourself something else because right now it's not working for me. And if this is what's going to
no.
lead you into the NXT title, I feel sorry for the NXT title because
But
that title picture is heating up real nicely, and they did a good job. And I thought they kind of teased you for Mandy Rose. I was waiting for that swerve at Vengeance Day. I was waiting for Mandy Rose to turn up and go, "Are you
is she
talking about
is
this? Are you talking about this bitch?" I was waiting for it.
is
I was
she
waiting
is
for it.
she is she even is she interested in getting back in the ring or something? Mandy
Yeah,
Rose.
she's talked. Mandy Rose has talked about she wants to be back in wrestling. She said she would entertain a WWE comeback if they wanted her back. And I thought
Mhm.
when JC Jane was talking about when she was pulling like, oh, I was originally with this group, I thought, oh man, they're going with toxic attraction. I was like, oh, so somebody's gonna walk out this building. Oh, come out the building and beat your ass. Oh, it's Mandy Rose, and then I went, oh no, it's Suroku coming out with Zarya coming out
Zaria.
next.
It was
Yeah, I was like, okay,
Zaria
they
first,
swerved me.
and then Soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
swerved me because if you
But
watch that whole promo, I was like, oh, they're going here. Okay, so they're putting Mandy Rose on blast. Okay, she's gonna come out next, and this is gonna be a
at some,
swerve.
I feel as though they're saving that one. If should it be anything, save that one for the triple threat match
I would be all for that. You know what
because
I'd be? You know what I'd be for? Mandy Rose for. You know I'm gonna say this, and I know people are gonna hate me for it. Mandy Rose for TNA. I say this.
mm,
And the reason I say Mandy Rose for TNA because TNA needs a women's division right now. They don't have one. I watched TNA this week, and let me tell you guys this: Grace, you ain't a champion. And how much you say,
no,
oh, I manipulated my father. This whole storyline, I played my father. This whole stack storyline is stupid. You've just made the women's division of TNA that was pretty much royalty. You've burned it to the ground. I'm sorry, you've burned that
knock,
shit to the ground.
knockouts. What are we doing? Why do we have? I asked the question. How is it that she's a champion? Her, please,
Well, okay,
laying let.
in fairness, I don't understand why. It's same with the what's her name, James. What's her name that won the title a few months ago when they had the whole
JC,
back and forth with um the Survivor shit. It was Team TNA versus Team TNA. I didn't
yeah, yeah,
understand when
yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah.
Jordan as their champion. I didn't get that one either.
Kalani
Yeah, she
Jordan,
didn't.
yeah.
She didn't need. And then they flipped her heel, and I was like, okay, they're having her come out in badass shiny material. They're trying to make her look like the Matrix. Why? And then we're doing it with Grace over here. Grace is coming out in badass like leather gear, trying to look all badass. Oh, it was all my plan. And I was like, you're making the TNA title look like a paperweight right now because you did not need that title. Let's just
No,
I watched TNA this week, and and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to a lot of you guys, and I don't sit here and I feel like my intelligence is being insulted so personally bad when it comes to TNA. It's like, what are we doing with the Hardys? Hardy should have dropped the belts long time ago. The Righteous, I have no idea. And then I'm sorry, Trey Miguel. I'm gonna be real with you, Trey Miguel. They don't even know what to do with you. They
told
signed you
you.
and they don't know what to do with you. They put you in the X division No, not even the X division. The national title, it used to be the digital media title. They have no idea what to do with you. And then
The
on top of
international.
that, Santana, you are hurting that guy's rest of his career because he is WWE bound, NXT bound, and you're making him look stupid. No
Who's that?
offense. It's just I want to love the new TNA so bad. I had high hopes, and every week
Who's WWE? Who's WWE bound? Leon Slater.
Santana Santana's
Wait,
WWE
he's
bound. Oh
mm,
yeah, he's WWE bound when his contract ends in the end of the year. Oh, I guarantee, guarantee summer, like he didn't renew with TNA. He signed a short term deal.
oh
He's gonna be NXT for sure.
I I am. Mm, it's gonna be
Because
interesting to see how. It's gonna be
y-
interesting to see how WWE pulls off with his kind of type of character.
well, okay, his type of character would work because they kind of can do the Damian Priest thing with him with the Puerto Rico thing. They could do the same shit.
But
2.0.
see, remember Damian Priest's own is like more, the Boricua dark gothic.
Yeah, but they could WWE could pull that off some way somehow. I mean, to me, wrestling as a whole right now, the problem is NXT. They have a problem. NXT has too much of a problem right now. The problem is Blake doesn't look good. Jada Parker, wasn't she hurt? Was this her way to write her off so she can go get neck surgery? Is that? I thought Jada Parker got hurt. I thought that I was reading articles that she has a neck issue. You know,
That she does, reportedly.
reportedly. So I'm like, and then
Oh,
Ricky Saints. Here's the other thing. I was like, so let me get this straight. You have Ricky Saints, a guy that probably needs to win the title back at this point. You made him lose to Joe Henry, and I get it, but I would rather Joe Henry just go off to the main roster at this point. Like Joe Henry needs the main roster at this point. He needs to go there because I don't know what
yeah.
they're going to do with him going forward. And again, Tony
My
D'Angelo, that's another one that I went, wow, he looks like $1 million, but they just don't know what they're doing with him. Go
They
ahead.
don't. They don't. Not said they don't, but I mean, at times they do. At times they don't. So we'll see about that one. With Joe Hendry, Joe Hendry's got to have a storyline, and his storyline is Trick Williams.
Yes, you know what? Yes, you're not wrong. You're not wrong with that
His
one.
storyline is with Trick Williams because remember, he has to also avenge that loss that he suffered to Trick Williams as well. So, and then two, those two got to run. Those two got to run it back.
Yeah, on the main
Those
roster,
two,
I'm with you with that one. Yeah, they should.
yeah, because after Joe Hendry drops the title to they feel whoever they gonna pull the trigger with, he is headed to SmackDown. Book it, Joe Hendry to SmackDown. They already gave you remember they already gave you the preview of him being on SmackDown twice.
Yes.
So he's SmackDown bound. Once he drops the NXT Championship, so him and Trick Williams can get at it, and he could be up there with Randy Orton, and he could be competing for the undisputed WWE Championship. So that's one on the SmackDown bound for Ricky Saints. Hmm, That's going to be very interesting as to see where they're going to fit him. They
I
could fit him
really
on.
I
Matter
really
of fact,
don't
they could
know.
fit him
I really don't know where they're gonna put him.
in the. I'm talking about like the main roster because.
Because Ricky Saints, to
Because you
me, the way he fits in is the same as I feel about All Ego Ethan Page. because All Ego is destined. So the reported articles are saying that he is going to fit himself um into the title picture and then win title. They're saying like it's going to be sooner than later because they want to push Joe Henry up to the main roster.
You mean, but eat the page to what, the NXT Championship?
Yeah, that's where they want to put All Ego Page because they don't want him to sit. From what I saw reportedly in articles and what I read was
Hmm.
Shawn Michaels does not want him sitting in AAA too long.
No,
They want to push
but he's
him
real.
hardcore.
But that's why they had him and Chelsea Green drop the belts to Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice,
Right.
because now you can do that. Now you can do that. But he already had the NXT Championship. He
Well,
already had it.
that's what I was reading. That's what I was reading they want to do with him. That's what I was reading online reportedly. They want to push him hardcore in the paint once again because they need to push Joe Henry to the main roster at this point.
Yeah.
To
And
me,
Joe Hendry.
okay, so here's my thing. WWE is in the same conundrum, and I'm going to say this in a good way without pissing anybody off. WWE is in the same conundrum as AEW in a lot of ways, where you have too many people going for them. You're bringing in too many main carders, too many people that you see that are up in the upper cards, too many. And the
Too
problem is
many.
with that is what are you going to do? This is where I do believe where AEW they just need to separate their shows and have
Yeah.
different
And
titles on different shows.
and I feel as though that's about to happen. That's about to take place, because you can see the inklings of that taking place with AEW. So definitely, Collision's going to be its own entity, its own brand, and Collision and Dynamite's going to be its own brand as well. So you can see
Okay.
it.
Well, in rumor and fairness, this was in the rumor mill of AEW. This was the rumor mill, and reportedly, I don't take anything that's said on Facebook, but it made sense. Shane McMahon running Collision in general, and supposedly Tony
Mhm.
Khan giving some equity towards him in the company. You know what? To be honest with you, I would be okay with that. Like
Yes.
him coming in and running his own show and Tony Khan giving up some more equity to the company. So it'd be him and his father. Warner Brothers Discovery owns a little bit, and then Shane McMahon owning a little bit. I'd be okay
Oh,
with that.
but you also saw what happened. You also read in the news reportedly that HBO Max is going away as far as like streaming's concerned
I did
in
read that.
2020, in 2027.
So, okay. So if you guys go by the news, what's going on, Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount have a deal in place. It's got to go through regulations. It took 4 years for the T-Mobile Sprint deal, same with Microsoft and Activision. You guys got to realize that all this stuff, it may be shot down. Who knows? But I am okay with, and I'm going to say this out loud, and I'm okay with Paramount owning Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers Discovery, honestly, is a sinking ship anyway.
Yes.
Netflix did not need them, and DC
No.
has not been the same as they once were. And if Netflix did take that deal, they would be taking in 25, I believe it was what I was reading was 25 billion in hemorrhaging from Warner Brothers Discovery because Warner Brothers Discovery is
No.
carrying that AT&T deal that fell
Uh-uh.
apart. So I'm okay with, and Netflix did not need Warner. I said this to my mother. Warner Brothers did not need, or Netflix did not need Warner Brothers. That Netflix is okay where they're at.
Yes.
Paramount needs them badly, and unfortunately, what I see is going to happen if they do buy them. They're going to have so much debt. They're going to have to come up with so much content to make up for the debt, which I think. And I also said this. I think Warner Brothers Discovery. I think where you're going to see a major collapse. I think in Hollywood coming soon because there's too much debt, too many companies. It's like the AI revolution right now. There's too many companies, too many things. And as
Yes.
me and Smooth both experienced in our lifetime was the .com bubble. And if you go by that, all companies, and even the
Mm-hmm.
RAM bubble, the PC back in the day was the .com bubble and the PC bubble that fell.
PC bubble. Yep.
That people were
Oh yeah.
borrowing so much. I see this happening for Hollywood, and I also see this for the AI side. So
Oh yes.
get your booties right, because there's bubbles festering. And just
Oh
because
yes.
Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount go and join each other, if that deal does go through, which it's got to go through a lot of shit first for that to happen. If that does happen and take place, they're fledgling money. What people don't realize is these companies are fledgling money, hardcore in the paint.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You, it doesn't take a common person if you've been around like me and Smooth for so long. Smooth's older than me. You'll know. You'll know from the
Yeah.
history. From the history, but
Yeah.
AEW. To be honest, and I was reading, AEW could buy themselves out from this deal that they
Of
had.
course. Of
They
course.
could
Because
buy that 10% back, or a little under 10%. They could buy that back and become a private company again.
yeah. Because for me, I would say this once that streaming goes away in next year for the next year for HBO Max.
If that deal goes through, yeah, because they're gonna
Well, once this
merge. They're gonna
well,
merge
yeah,
Paramount and HBO Max into
one of
one
us.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. But see, the question would be, would AEW really want that? And then another question along with it, would they also revisit that Amazon Prime deal that they had on the table?
Okay, so Larry Ellison has basically stated that he does not want to change anything. Warner Brothers. He's come out and said this about the news side and everything. He doesn't want to. He he's covering his ass, because we all know. I don't mean to get political in the weeds of this. We all know where he stands in the world of things, and we all know where
Hmm.
it's going. So he's more on the right side of things, and he's already getting blowback for what's going on with CBS right now, currently in the infant stages. He's
Yeah,
getting
that's his son,
blowback.
David. His
Yeah,
son, David.
Ellison, he's getting blowback, and what's going on with TikTok right now, that blowback that's happening, and they're scrambling to please people because they don't want to lose, because cash money rules everything. People are going to vote with their wallet once this deal happens. I'm going to be honest, with CBS owning a lot of things and a lot of different networks and a lot of different things, I think Tony Khan's going to want to test the waters out with them first, up front first, and see where David Ellison is, where he feels in all of that, and the Ellison family, where because they have a more a like an 8%, 5% stake. Um, I would say if I'm Tony Khan, I give it a year. I would see what year one looks like and see,
Mhm.
maybe they get a push on a bigger network. Maybe in the CBS side of things, because they have UFC there. Maybe they push him like on a bigger for more homes. See, this is where Tony Khan's thinking it's gonna be, is like, do I leave to go to Amazon or somewhere else and take a chance on myself, or do I stay comfortable and see what Paramount's going to do with me? You know what I mean? What channel am I going to be on? Because you got to remember, CBS has more viewers than TNT.
Yes,
So,
it does.
and where were they put them on Paramount? Paramount. On Paramount channel that's on TV that most people get more homes.
No, but
Tony
but the
Khan.
but
Tony
the
Khan's
thing
in
is,
a hard spot. Tony Khan's in a hard spot with this one, though. When it comes down to it all.
actually, he's not because I would see it like this. Right now, right now, reportedly behind the scenes, they're also looking at that Amazon Prime deal that was on the table for them before they signed with Warner Brothers Discovery, and it looks very interesting because
Yeah, it does.
Amazon Prime Amazon Prime basically said you could bring all your content, your AEW, which is your Dynamite, Collision, pay per views, and Ring of Honor too.
And they said they wanted a third show, a third major show. They were already talking about Shockwave being a third major show on Prime throughout the week.
Good, which
Because
means
what they
which
could do is they could do Shockwave. What they were saying is they could do Shockwave, lead you into the NBA stuff,
oh yeah,
lead you.
because
Mhm.
on Wednesdays on Amazon Prime because Amazon Prime has now the NBA. the WNBA, NFL, yeah, NFL and the NFL. So you got three major sports. So you don't have much on. You're not gonna have much on a Wednesday on Amazon Prime because Thursday is NFL on Prime. Friday is NBA on Prime, and then Saturday sometimes WNBA on Prime, mixing with their NBC deal with ESPN with the NBA. But getting back with AEW, Wednesday would be their time on Amazon Prime with Dynamite, and then Saturday they mix it in with Collision,
I agree.
and
I
also
agree with you. I agree with you on
and
that. But
also.
here's the other thing I'm going to tell you with that too. Since they have all these different deals and everything that they got going on, here's another thing that they could possibly do, if they really wanted to get smart. Because what Amazon's doing is they're buying up all the fat. Have you noticed? They've been going around and buying all the college football networks too. All the
Oh
remnants
yeah.
of what was that FanDuel deal that's breaking apart as of right now? FanDuel's falling apart.
Hmm.
That's why the MLB teams are all going on MLB.TV or whatever, or the MLB network in general, including the
Hmm.
Angels and I believe a few, like the major sports ones. I believe it's the Mets that have their own network. I
The
believe
Yankees,
Yankees, the Dodgers, and a few others, and the rest of them are all scrambling to go like on this MLB
Dodgers.
TV app.
Let me see, Dodgers. Let me see, Okay, so MLB teams that have their own network. Boston Red Sox. They're
Yeah,
both of the New York teams with the Yankees and the Mets. The Phillies. Also to the Orioles and Nationals. Um, okay, who else? Oh, the Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox. Your Angels too, right?
yep. They're all going.
Okay.
The Angels don't own their own network, so they're going.
No, 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 no,
They're
no. Angels got FanDuel, so Dodgers,
so
San Francisco.
San
Go ahead.
Francisco. So it's gonna be the Angels. The Angels. Supposedly, and this was what I was reading online. Supposedly, and I was watching a few YouTube channels, Locked On Angels and things like that. They're saying that maybe the Dodgers network, Sportsnet, may pick them up for the cheap. The Angels itself, and then they have like a 1-2 punch there, kind of like how they do with the Sparks in a way, and give them kind of the same deal, a little bit better of a deal than what the MLB does, because MLB is only offering, I think it's like 5 million per year or something like that to be on their network, and now with the ESPN thing, it's kind of weird because I thought ESPN was getting out of baseball, and I guess they reworked a deal to be happy with the um, because it's weird because Sunday Night Baseball is not on TV, but they just acquired all these MLB teams. So it just makes no sense because Peacock just picked up, or NBC Universal just picked up the whole rights for MLB Sunday Night Baseball, and then like
Okay.
certain special games like what
Yeah.
ESPN was doing is. So I guess Netflix is gonna have opening day, all the opening day games. I guess they're gonna have like a whole marathon of opening day games
Okay.
for them, and then Peacock's picking up the rest of it, I guess, on the streaming side of
Okay.
things to start the season.
Yeah,
Which
they gave you a little bit.
they gave me. They I will the one thing I will say um one thing I will say here on the channel, I will give ESP. I am falling in love a lot with the new ESPN TNT cast they got going on for inside the NBA. I kind of
It's
really
not
have
the
been enjoying
NBA.
them. I'm really liking that Disney is allowing them to cut a rug and keeping it. They can go past the line.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
love
yeah.
it how they're not being censored, and I'm loving every second of it. Like,
Because go ahead. Cause go
go
ahead.
go ahead.
Continue.
No, you go ahead.
Not because with it they want it would have been good to have guests on that program, but I like it just the way just they would have guests, but of their choosing, and still be able to broadcast that show, their pregame show from Atlanta,
Yes.
because Stephen A. Smith said, "Oh, I wanna rock it out with Shaq, Chuck and the crew," and they
No,
said,
Disney
mm,
went, hell no. Disney said, hell no. That's what happened there. Disney just went, hell no. They cracked the whips on that shit. They went, no. You
"No,
have
no,
your
no,
show.
because he wants to be on there and like what, act a fool or whatever." I'm like, guy, no, because these are guys that Hall of Famers and champions and Emmy Award winners.
Well, I'm
Stop.
gonna be honest.
You going
I'm gonna be real honest with you, and this is just me, and I'm just gonna be honest with everybody in my audience. I am literally I'm Stephen A. fatigued. I'm just gonna be honest. I am quite frankly Stephen A. Smith fatigued. I am tired of him on TV. He takes up too much TV air, and every time I see him, all he's doing is yelling, just flat out yelling.
especially about the Knicks, especially about my
Yes,
damn Knicks.
yes, yes. And I'm just
Like,
like, dude, can you
I,
shut up, dude? Like,
I listen right now for me. I know this morning on First Take, when he come on, he gonna talk about the Knicks losing to the Lakers and how the sky is falling. Stop. I had to I had to deal with him and several Knicks fans talking about, oh, the sky is falling when the Knicks went on that stretch when they lost nine of their 11 games, including the damn game that we got booed out of the home floor of at the Garden against the
well, okay,
Mavericks.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real about Jalen Brunson and a few of your players on your team. You can make fun of mine,
Uh,
and I'll be honest. It just seems to me that Jalen Brunson, he's either in it to win it or he's not. Like he's got this moment where he's like, okay, he's all star, and then the next minute he checks out. Like he's not there. Like it's the same with Towns. Towns has the same issue where I just noticed he's there but not there. Like they win a bunch of games and then they fall flat. It's the same with the Lakers. The Lakers do the same thing. Like for instance, Aiton's showing up. I'm like, where were you the whole entire season, my dude? You were sleeping at the wheel, dude. Where were you? Like I'm angry
yeah,
at that one. Like where were you? We paid you all this money and you're finally showing up. What? 20 games left in the season. You're finally showing up and showing who you are, bro. Where were you? Oh, and finally, for the love that's holy, Marcus Smart is showing up.
I
Marcus
saw that
Smart.
yesterday.
I'm like, where were you? Where was this man? Like this man. I'm like, you get this man off my court. That's what I was saying for a while. I was like, this man. It's like Kawhi Leonard to me. The other LA team. I'm like, I watch Kawhi Leonard. And I'm like, bro, you are pissing me off, bro. Like, why are you here?
Mhm.
He needs to go. As far as I'm concerned with the Clippers, he needs to go. The Kawhi Leonard needs to
Yes.
go, and also they need to put people around Harden. Unfortunately, I want to see the Clippers, and I've said this as a diehard Laker fan. I want to see the Clippers win one. I'm sick of the Lakers dominating, and I know they're going to keep dominating, but the Clippers need to build around old man Harden because Harden still can go. And unfortunately, I don't want him wasting away the last 4 years of his career in the Clippers because he says he wants to retire as a Clipper. Give him something. Throw him a bone. But the problem is with the Clippers is they're literally they got too high. Their uh, cap is sky high. Unfortunately, they need to get rid of Leonard. Leonard's the
Oh,
problem, and I'll call it for what it is. Go ahead.
well, not saying. Yeah, well, Harden. Listen, Harden, I guess, wanted a way out, and he got his way out. So now he's in Cleveland, and they've been doing very well over there in Cleveland. Yeah, they beat us, but
I
let's
feel
see when.
sorry. I feel sorry for Harden because he did say he wanted to. I should rephrase what I said. He wanted to retire as a Clipper, and they didn't put anything around him. Now he's in Cleveland. Good luck. Good luck. He'll be a bit. I am hoping. I'm hoping Harden wins the trophy. I've been pulling for him. I want him to have a trophy. I'm a big fan. I just I didn't like the way the Clippers treated him at the end of all that noise. And you know what? He wanted to be there. And he was pushing for another player to come join him. Patrick freaking Beverly. Or no, I
Oh,
take that back. Not Beverly. The other one. The one they had for a while. Oh my god. He was a great he's another good point guard. Um oh, it's on the
yeah.
brain.
Oh, okay.
It's on my brain. I just don't they had him for a short period before they went out and signed Chris Paul. And I said, why did they sign Chris Paul when Father Time hasn't been great to him? It was the other one. He was formerly he was the point guard back in the day for OKC during the run with Durant, Russell.
You mean Russell? You mean not okay? Not because Durant, Russell, Harden.
He would come off the bench.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I get what you. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I feel as though I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
had him. They had him on the roster last year for the Clippers, and then they just got rid of him. They just said, "Yep, we're done with you." Problem is with the Clippers
Not
is that. Go ahead.
not Norman. No, not Norman Powell because he's in Miami. Norman Powell.
No,
That was somebody else. Okay.
let's do
Well, you
some.
said the problem with the. Well, you said the problem with the Clippers is what?
They just don't have a team. They don't have a clear direction. They don't have a clear direction where they want to be.
Listen, that's like the
Unfortunately.
Lakers. That's like the Lakers. 1 minute you see them winning, the next minute they lose about four. They lose about what 3 games in a row sometimes, and you're like, and you're saying to yourself, okay, you get all these players to play very well, surround Luca, because I already knew that I already saw that Knicks was gonna lose the game. I ain't gonna give the excuses like I gave to you offline on the timing and all that. No, it's just that the game flowed. The game flowed well for Luca, where he was shoot. He shot good, but also distributing the ball.
Okay, I'll get real. Take my Lakers fanboy hat off my head. I'll be real with you. They need to get rid of. I'm sorry to say this. They need to get rid of LeBron. That's the first start you do. Honestly, Aiton is a shell of himself. Get rid of him. At this point, either you have it or you don't. You don't. They should have went after Claxton when they had the opportunity to do so. They failed.
No,
They
no,
went after. They did the wrong trade with going after. Was it Mark? Whatever his name was. I made a video on that guy, saying that it was a
yeah.
mistake. And if his knees are that bad, somebody dropped the ball as the Laker. I'm already. My GM needs to go. I'm done with him. Been done with him. I
Hey,
miss the days of Mitch Kupchak. Like literally, I miss the days because he went out and he had a plan and a vision. And the thing about our new owner, he has a vision and he wants to win now. It's not win and we lose in the first round. He wants to win every year because he wants to three-peat this year with the Dodgers, and I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, with the Lakers, you got to cut LeBron off. LeBron's got to go.
well,
LeBron bought in. I was really mad when I said, LeBron, all you had to do, my dude, was take half of your salary. Just half of your salary. You didn't have to do anything. Just take half of your salary. You're a billionaire. Just say, hey, Lakers, I'll take a half a pay cut so you can go get two more players. What did he
because the
do?
own. Mm-hmm.
Because he
What did he
bought
do?
in. He bought in. And I went, this guy's stupid. He bought in. There goes our season. He took
Well,
all the money. And the other problem is
all
you
right.
have. Here's your other problem you have as a diehard Laker fan. The problem you have, I think you keep AR. And I'm sick and tired of hearing about Austin Reeves getting released. No. Or traded. Don't get rid of him. Keep him. I think when LeBron's gone, you'll have quite literally, no joke, you'll have Austin Reeves and Luca the Don sitting there at your back court, and that's a win-win situation. They need a center. Hachimura, and it's tough for me. I like Hachimura, but he never shows up in game time situations. Never really shows up in game time situations like that. And Marcus Smart, my personal opinion about him is we signed him and he hasn't shown up. Same with Aiton. haven't showed up. And you're starting to see Ayton wasn't our first pick. You're starting to realize Ayton's like the secondary pick that we got. And you know what's sad is when Jackson Hayes is outshining him, that's a bad sign. That is a bad
Yeah.
sign. And you know what? I'm going to say this, Jackson Hayes should be your main starter at this point. I'm on it with that one. Jackson Hayes is young enough. He's got the charisma for it. I know he's got all this shit that happened earlier in the year with domestic abuse. But this guy has shown you that he could be a main starter, and he should be your main starter, and then put somebody behind him. I think the Lakers need to retool that because then run it back personally without LeBron and get rid of Ayton and get rid of a few players and build around. Finally, start building around Luka. Finally, and AR. Build around those two. I think those are going to be your two dudes going forward. And the problem is with my Lakers is the same problem I've had for since the bubble win. They got rid of Anthony Davis for no reason. I said I was mad and I said, you know what? They should have traded LeBron over AD. AD would have been better in that boat. I think he would have thrived. But AD, the problem is with AD is AD's always hurt. He can't stay out of being hurt. So the
No,
Lakers
and
did
they
a
shut
good
him
thing.
down, and he's already shut down too for the season.
Yep. Another
They
thing
already
is,
they're
go ahead. Sorry.
That's it. They already shut the Wizards already shut him and Trey Young down for the rest of the season.
What, AD got traded to the Wizards?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's that. I see. I don't. You know what? I'm in my Lakers bubble. I don't follow. The teams that my family supports. I don't really.
Yeah. The new ownership was just offloading all that pork barrel mess, so they got draft picks back because okay, you got Cooper Flag, and then Kyrie Irving too is still out with his you know
I'm
with
grateful the
his
Lakers did not go
ACL.
after that. I'm grateful we didn't go after that. LeBron was pushing for that at last season. Go get him, and I'm like, no, he's injury prone. Like this guy cannot. If you even cough in his direction, he's getting a fucking ACL injury. Like I wouldn't want that guy to be even remotely close. If you know what I mean.
Damn, you don't want him on your team. He's a good
No,
player.
not at the risk of him. Not even at the risk of him stepping on a thumbtack and freaking. Oh, I got an ACL injury. Hold on, I'm out for the rest of the season, guys. Sorry, you're paying me a lot of money.
And the Mavericks may just shut him down for the rest of the season too. That's it.
Well, you know and I've always said the Knicks have a chance to win the chip this year. It's chip or bust
Yeah,
at this point for them.
it's it's just that we need to just finish in a good position, second or third, and get into the playoffs, and whatever happens happens. Because
Oh,
to me,
on the
uh,
east side, you on the east side of the on the Eastern Conference, a lot of the teams kind of suck.
I mean the Pistons, yeah, Pistons okay, but let's see what happens when you got to play 48 minutes every night in a 7 game series against the same team. And they're
True.
keying in on your main player because Cade is a good player, but who else on that team can score at least 20, have a double double to help him out? I mean, Jalen Doran, great. Doran is doing it, but Doran's got to have to improve. Doran is more like inside, but he got a little bit of a mid range, so he's got a little bit ways to go too.
Oh man, I'm
So,
trying to find the player that I was talking about earlier.
but the one everybody's kind of scared of that says, oh, is could be the dangerous team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics, because Jalen Brown is playing on the MVP
Yeah, he is.
type of
At
type of season.
outside of the top four teams right now on the East Coast, everybody else is playing catch up at this point.
What to Boston?
Yeah. No,
Because
yeah,
now
to
you got
Boston. Yeah, yeah.
So now you got JT back. I everybody was saying he should have just not played the season because especially with an Achilles like that and how bad it was and how bad it
I
is,
remember that injury.
you
Yep.
you gotta you gotta take time with that. Like everyone would always look at the Kevin Durant template. He missed 585 days. He was out a whole full season, whatever it is, get it back because you want to
Right.
make sure that you want to make sure that your calves are strong, so that way you can play for the rest of your career. KD did that. Afterwards, it's like he hasn't missed a step.
Right.
Yeah, but see, with my Knicks is just bored. They just said, okay, let's just get in. That's all. What? It's just Knicks is like, okay, Detroit. I know you beat us. We're 0 for 3 against you all in the regular season, but we still gotta have to see you in the playoffs. You still gotta see us. Boston,
Reggie Jackson.
We're
There's the player I was talking about. Reggie Jackson.
Reggie
I had to go
Jackson.
look.
Okay,
Yeah, that was the other player that I went like, wow. Like the Clippers had like a really good lineup, and they kind of screwed it up after 2022. They kind of been slipping in a lot of
yeah,
ways. No, then
yeah,
the here's the thing about the Knicks, right? And I'm not making fun of your team or anything like that. It's just more of it's kind of
yeah.
like it's kind of you guys have the team to win it now, and Jalen Brunson he has these moments of greatness and then falls asleep at the wheel, and I'm like, ooh, brother. Like yesterday, I noticed with him where he should have took control of the whole entire game, and I noticed he was sleeping. I watched him literally sleep at the wheel, and I'm
Yeah,
not trying to be
yeah, I
mean.
saw it.
He has that
Mhm,
moment like, bro, take control of the game.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he does.
They have they designed they designed the whole team around him, and the thing is, it's either win or bust for him. And I'm starting to see like he turns it on when he wants to turn it on, not when
Of
it's
course,
opportunistic times.
no, and then too, got the Knicks fans talking about how this team don't give a lot less. I'm like, guys, it's the regular season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Come on, please. 82 games.
Okay, in honesty, all you gotta do is finish in a place that's decent and have a run, and there you go. You all can't
and
be
and,
like the '90s Bulls.
and avoid the Pistons in the second round
Uh,
because everybody said, oh, if you get the Pistons in the second round, then what? You're not gonna make it to the NBA Finals. I literally heard somebody say that shit. I said, you motherfuckers, please stop it. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, I'm talking like the famed radio talk show host from here in New York City named Joe Benigno. Joe Benigno told him, Joe Benigno tells them, hey, take it easy, take it easy. He said, I hear all these guys talk about whatever it is, Knicks film school, Knicks
so
fan
so
TV,
Monet
or
lost two titles. So Monet lost the CMLL World's Championship and lost the Bestia Women's Championship. I don't even know what that means. One of the
I don't
two.
know, but the CML, yeah, but the CMLO one, she had to she had to drop it. Percent,
The other one,
you,
I don't know what where that came from championship wise. But here, I'm
that's
gonna say this real quickly. I just read from Wrestle Talk. Wrestle Talk is a great YouTube channel, and I watch it religiously. They're claiming that Lola Vice, our reports claiming that she's gonna go after the women's title next, and I'm like, is Lola Vice really respected in that aspect? Because the last time I checked with Lola Vice, she was losing hardcore. All of a sudden now, this is the problem I have with WWE. This is the problem I had. You buried Julia just to have her win the title back. Like it again, here we are in 2026. I don't understand. I don't understand wrestling. Lola Vice to me is not championship material to me. I
no.
said that, and
And
I'm not trying to be mean. I love her as a wrestler, but she ain't main event to me. She's more like I would put a U.S. belt or an Intercontinental belt on. Sorry, Lola Vice. That's how I feel about you. You are a 6-man player. You ain't main
damn,
event to me.
damn, that's what. Then, well, listen, well, Lola Vice ain't on social media like that complaining. So I don't know.
Okay,
'Cause-
all right. And by the way, and I'll say this because I will say this about uh what's her name, Thea Hell. Thea Hell. Okay, you're a 6-man too. Don't get
Ooh,
mad at me for saying there's a lot of great 6-man of the year players in the NBA that over the years. So it's not a bad thing. It's just I don't put you in front of a Tatum Paxley. I don't put you in front of a Jada Parker. I don't put you in front of the current women's champion. I just don't put you in front of people like that. It's not a bad thing. I just don't see you as main eventer. I just don't. I don't see Thea Hale coming into the main. Do you see that her coming into the main event and going, "Oh my God, she's a be all end all champion"? No, I don't. I I
no, I
I, I
mean
really.
she's she is she's got that she could work herself into a like Alexa Bliss type of thing
I could see that. You know what? You know what? I see that.
because I would see Alexa Bliss giving her some tips on how to do things while being at that size
Yes.
because because look because Alexa Bliss is sort of like her size and look how it turned out for her.
Let's see. Let's see.
And I would say this: should Alexa Bliss decide that she want to hang up the boots, I give
Mo,
her
my
first
day's
ballot
going
Hall
good,
of
buddy.
Fame.
Thanks for asking.
Who's that?
Shooting the shit, talking about wrestling, and a bunch of other stuff. Podcast episode 1. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually, audio will be in other places too. I'll be looking at some good places for that eventually. If you guys like the show a lot, I'll make sure to get it in places. I'm doing well, buddy. We're just sitting and
Yes.
chatting about wrestling and other stuff, man. So thanks for
Yeah,
coming in. Thanks for
and
stopping by.
I would like to say shout out to everyone who's checking in on the live stream. We appreciate you all. Keep on supporting, and as always, like, share, and subscribe because you'll never know what we're talking about, and whatever it is that we're talking about that fits your interest, you can definitely chime in on, on any of the live streams or podcast episodes. So definitely support the channel.
So I'm actually reading on the whole Thea Hale. I'm reading in different big wrestling on X Wrestle Talks
Mhm.
comment section to see what people are feeling, what the vibes are. And a lot of people are like, fuck the IWC and YWC. And a lot of people are just saying, grow the fuck up. That's basically what I'm getting the consensus of on both sides. On
I
that,
would say grow up.
I'm with you on that one. By the way, if you didn't
To
check
me,
out
I
my
was
video on her, I said a whole bunch of stuff. I went into 20-minute depth. I made the video that she did bigger than it needed to be, but I did it because I psychoanalyzed the whole thing. I pulled out my own inner Stephen A. Smith, lay off the weed. I'm just playing. I had to give that one. That's my favorite saying from him.
that was a good one. But yeah, you have to analyze it because that's just I mean that's just something going on with these superstars in WWE. What is it happen? What is go what
She was having a
and then
crash.
too
She was having a crash out.
I know and then I hear a few of them having a crash out too. And what's his name? The little the short paisan from over here in New York City. I'm gonna just say his name, JD from NY 206.
Okay, on this show we could
Talk
talk about him. JD, when is JD not having a meltdown?
yeah, so he basically said what he said something about the whole because I listened to two of the videos. It was the one with Cody and how that the fans really didn't like. Well, no, it wasn't the fans. It was something of a bot form or something, alleged bot form. So I don't know. So I don't know what it is. So we're just gonna say here alleged because sometimes if you're sure about it, somebody will come out here and say, "Oh, well, you're lying,"
Look,
so
look,
they could
look,
probably
look,
go.
look. I've been called JD Light since I
Mm.
started this thing. I've been called JD Light with a Overwatch baseball cap on. So let me be real. It used to be an Angels baseball cap, okay? And then it died. My favorite one that I've had for 12 years. I put it in the wash and it disintegrated. I was sad. Okay, I cried. It was like given to me. So now I got to go get a Dodgers one because, I can't stand the ownership of the Angels. That's another
I
place for
don't
another time.
think.
I could spend 2 hours on my hatred towards.
Yeah,
So anyway, no, the problem is with JD. It's always the same. The IWC, YWC, and all these wrestlers point at him as he's the standing bearer for all of us. And he's like, you don't speak for me. That fool don't speak for me. I said it in my videos.
no,
I'll say it now. The dude's a clown. He speaks out his ass half the time, and he's pulling the same sources that we all do. There's no little inside, like he doesn't have an Adam Schefter in his ear. He has Andrew Bagdala in his ear. And the thing about Andrew Bagdala is a better fucking commentator than he ever will be because Andrew Bagdala keeps
yes,
it professional, always. And then
yes,
he has this stupid clown Chi-Town Smart that sits there and I'm sorry to say eats anything out of his mouth that JD shits out his ass. So come on. It's the same as Dave Meltzer and fucking Brian Alvarez. I've said this all along about JD. JD got laughed out the fucking building at an AEW event because he thinks he speaks for everybody. He don't speak
of
for
course,
everybody. He don't speak for me. And this is me keeping
no,
it professional. I'm not shitting on. I think JD's great. Look, all commentators have a space, and a lot of you tell me shit on him all the time. No, he has a right to speak his opinions. He's allowed to be wrong. I'm not going to say he should be off the internet like some people say. Look, he has a space in the
no,
internet. It's just like how people feel about certain commentators that speak sports. There's some that I go, this guy should just be pulled off of fucking TV. Like, what are we doing? Like,
mm,
I am not the biggest Dave Portnoy fan, but I respect him. Same with JD. I may see the world differently than JD, but I respect him.
true,
For people like
true.
him, I wouldn't exist if it wasn't for people like JD, Joe Cronin, Kenny Bolin, Jim Cornette that are doing podcasts. I
Uh,
wouldn't exist. We wouldn't exist.
no,
New mainstream media
no,
wouldn't exist. So I got to
no.
give them the credit that they deserve.
But
So,
but we also gotta call balls and strikes when he's sort of like crushing out and let him know, hey, it's not all that serious. So basically,
well,
he was
balls and strikes. If we're gonna call balls and strikes, he shouldn't be talking at all about this. If he does about the Thea Hell situation, he should not be talking about it because he was the same dude that said Alexa Bliss was a fucking corpse in bed. He was the same fucking person that said that on air.
yes he did, yes he did, yes he did, and Alexa Bliss came after him.
Like, so let's just keep this real on the podcast here. He literally called a bunch of women a bunch of corpse and said he wouldn't
Oh
sleep with them.
yeah,
Period.
mm,
It's the same dude that tells his audience to go f themselves if they don't agree with his opinion.
like what is it with you saying that these women are course because they don't want because you don't feel it because you get this minutia in your mind that you gotta what sleep with them and if you can't then you're gonna call them ugly or whatever. I'm just saying for an example. And then when they come back and react to what you're saying, you start saying, "Oh, you should stop worrying about what I'm saying." Well, sir, you said what you had to say to them, so they have every right to respond
And I'm going to say this real quickly.
accordingly.
To the whole Thea Hell stuff, I want to say Thea Hell, get some help. We love you
Get some
around
help.
here. We love you on the Unscripted Underground podcast. We love you here.
Yes,
I
we do.
welcome. I think you're an amazing talent. I just don't think you're. I just don't think you're A+ talent as far as main event. I think you would be a great mid card. I think you'd be shining the mid card right now, kind of like a Valkyria right now. I think you would perfect if you
Yeah.
went to the main roster. I think you could be multi-time U.S. champion. I think you would have great storylines. I think you would be won over fucking Maxine Dupree right now. I honestly believe if they put you there. I'm all for you. I've been watching you since AEW days, even when you were in Evolved. I watched you. So I've been following your career for a long time, and I think you're an amazing talent. I just think WWE doesn't set you where you need to be. I think what a little
No,
like my co-host says, I think Alexa Bliss helping you out would be an amazing thing. And I like I said, I was all for you with Chase U. I thought Chase U was holding you back. I was grateful when you won your belt for the first time. I marked out. You deserve everything that's
hmm
coming to you. But at the end of the day, when you go online and you make your comments and you talk your shit, and then you say go to church at the end of it and you're taking shots, you're giving you're making it bigger than it needs to be. And you were also scrabbing at straws too. That was the other thing I noticed. Like you were really losing your mind. You shouldn't let people get that far to you like that. Now, I can
no.
understand if like somebody like JD from New York called you a corpse and all this different shit, then yeah, I would be throwing down. There's a difference. And yes, Alexa Bliss had every right in the world to fucking speak her mind on how she felt and throw down. Same with Charlotte Flair.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Charlotte Flair too, and also Mercedes Monet. And I don't know if you want to get into that situation with. Well, people already know.
Well, people already
At
know.
least
Like for instance, Monet has pull with um Master P. Snoop Dogg's her
Master
cousin,
P.
and
Bingo.
like and AEW has a shit ton of money, and he was featured on the show in Louisiana. So here's the deal. I knew JD was a marked man when it came to that. By the way, if you think I'm crapping on JD, I'm not. I'm just calling out the facts. These are facts. The if
Yes.
you look at the
Yes.
timeline, they all work together. And then people were like, JD got a rough fucking deal. No, JD says the most stupidest shit. If you're going to a
JD said the
professional,
most stupidest business.
if you
Not say
go,
JD said.
if
No,
you
go ahead. Go ahead.
go
Continue.
if you're going to a big event, and this is anything, and you're a media reporter, you're going to stay to what's at hand topic wise. You're not going to ask something off the fucking wall. Hey, by the way, the guy at the concession stand just bought a Coke and a soda. Tony Khan, how do you fucking feel? You're not going to ask that stupid question. Or hey, Tony Khan, by the way, what do you think of Jalen Brunson shooting a 3-pointer? You're not going to ask stupid questions. Like you're going to be asked to leave. You're gonna be Tony Khan's gonna go. Who's he? Who are you? Oh, what's your name? What outlet do you come from? Oh, get the fuck out of my building. That's what he's gonna do to you. That's what he's gonna do.
And that's
Vince McMahon was
and that's why.
notorious for it.
hmm Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, Tony Khan is a little bit compassionate, a little bit of a compassionate man. But when it gets to a point for him, then he's just gonna have to say, okay, get him out. Vince,
Yeah, yeah.
it is. Vince, you better be on your P's and Q's. Don't act stupid in front of him, or else you ain't coming back. But listen, you don't, as they say, don't don't shit where you, as we would say, do not poop where you work at. Do
Okay,
not poop
don't shit
where
where
you do.
don't what you do. What's the old saying? Sorry, let me quote that. Um, don't shit where you eat.
Don't shit where you eat, because basically it all comes back, because you can't be saying things about people in regards to this. Well, in regards to this
So we got
wrestler.
breaking news coming in the last hour. Here we go, guys. Miami Dolphins. Da da da
Yes,
da da da. Just got rid
yes.
of Tyaloa. Goodbye. Good rhythms. Feel
Oh
bad
yeah,
for the guy.
that was
Feel bad. I
yes.
feel bad for the guy personally because he didn't have an offensive line.
No, 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 no. But I already saw that. Like that news came in about like 2 hours before they pulled the trigger, because Adam Schefter had it. Adam Schefter had it out in his X post that they were looking to release him before the June 1st deadline, because if they released because had they released him
Well, it looks like
on
Miami's cleaning
after.
house. They just traded Fitzpatrick too. They're offing people. Wow, Miami's going to be in complete rebuild mode.
Micah
Interesting.
Fitzpatrick.
Yep, they just traded him to the Jets.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The
Oh
NFL
shit!
1 hour ago, yeah, Patrick was exchanged for a 2026 seventh round pick. So
Let me
it
see.
looks
Oh
like
yeah, 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 yeah. Here
it looks
it is.
like the Dolphins are in rebuild mode.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, but no, I got it right here for Adam Schefter. It says 1 hour ago, trade. The Miami Dolphins are sending Mika Fitzpatrick to the New York Jets in exchange for the 2026 seventh round pick from the Chargers. Okay, so it's basically a three-way deal, and the Jets will sign Mika Fitzpatrick to a 3-year, $40 million deal per his agent Drew Rosenhaus.
Hey, I'm cool. You know what? Look, the Miami is in a complete. They're getting. Okay, can I just say this, Lacey Lane? Can I just say you look hotter than shit? Keep being like that badass that you are, and show WWE why. She was on Ring of Honor last night, and got to give her credit, looking pretty good.
Who the? Who? Lacey Lane?
Yeah, Lacey Lane looking pretty good. I forgot last night on
Wait,
they had I forgot over the week. I watched clips. She did pretty good things for looks like they've been pushing her pretty hard.
let's see.
Lacey Lane was formerly with Canzaro. They were a tag team in on Raw. They released both of them.
Oh yeah, yeah, Lacey Lane.
The thing, okay, so we're gonna speak on one other thing topic. I know a lot of you are gonna ask me, and I thought I would cover it. Road Dogg being released or Road Dogg quitting. I'm gonna say this to be honest with a lot of you. I think they need to clear house of this creative stuff. And the person they're
Yeah,
putting up in front of the head of creative, she looks. I, I don't agree with WWE and how their creative is. I'm gonna be real with you, Smooth, on this one. I just don't understand their creative. The person they have
yes.
writing for them, I don't understand. And they have too many cooks
Okay.
in the They have too many cooks in the kitchen as far as I'm concerned in WWE. From watching Untold, they have a whole table of people. I think they should have it down to like maybe 4 or 5 people helping out. Michael Hayes needs to go
Yeah.
though. I think Michael
No, he
Hayes
needs to
needs to
go.
go next, and I think Bruce Pritchard needs to go next.
Yep.
And I think if I'm TKO, and I'm going to say this honestly, and this is me being real, TKO and Artie Emanuel needs to go in and just clear out the whole house at this point.
Yes.
Triple H, all of them. Don't get me wrong. And then people go, well, what would you do next? You have people that are sitting in as producers. You could bring in. I could tell you right now. You could bring up right now to me Shawn Michaels starting. You could bring up Shawn Michaels. I know a lot of people don't understand my thinking on this, but Shawn Michaels' booking has been consistent. Like, yes, more consistent than Triple H's booking, and I'll tell you why. Because on NXT, he's the only one booking with him. I think it's him. Who's the other booker with him? There's 3 bookers of that show, and they 1 minute they're very consistent, and you know what you're getting because it's only done by 3 different people. He doesn't have a fancy team, so I'd rather see him. Um, I would like to see if AJ Styles is officially retired and going to stay in WWE, have him be a writer, have him be a booker, and then
Hmm.
I would love to see what him and Shawn Michaels can do as far as booking goes, and maybe since he asked for it, put Seth Rollins there when it's all said and done.
Okay.
I love to see the shaking of the tree of the booking, because if it is to be reportedly in the case, then Triple H has got to go. And Michael Hayes is all over the place. Michael PSS Hayes is all over the place. Supposedly he's been
And
saying
also,
comments and racist comments and all this stuff. Then he needs to go.
Bruce Pritchard needs to go too.
Oh yeah, Bruce Pritchard for sure. I'm thinking
Bruce
if
Pritchard.
and Road Dogg. Here's my whole thing. AEW would be good for him. I think if he wanted to be back in wrestling, I don't think from what I've seen and from what he's explaining, he didn't really get an opportunity. He got told what to do. That's why he
Ooh.
walked out. He didn't like the way the booking was being written. And he didn't like the way he was being forced to be this, that, and the third when he was making suggestions. So my opinion is if he's going to go, I think AEW, TNA, I even think MLW would be perfect for him. I don't think Road Dogg's
Yeah,
done. I don't think Road Dogg is done. I just think he got a raw deal in WWE, and that's because
but
TKO wants it a certain way.
that's true. Yeah, but getting back to what you were saying about Lacey Lane, yeah. She's been doing her thing on Ring of Honor for like the last 2 months now.
Yeah, it's been really good
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
So
I'm not complaining.
and and she's mixes very well with the members with the tag team duo crew.
Right.
She mixes in very well with them. It fits because what was it? Honor Club, Ring of Honor Honor Club. One of the episodes when they introduced her, I said this thing is gonna fit. And
So
ever since then,
go ahead.
it's been very well for her, and she's been putting on some good matches as a singles competitor.
Okay, so we need to address something here on this show. So AJ Styles, I didn't know he had a podcast of his own, and I'm reading the transcripts from his show that he did recently.
Hmm.
He is not coming back to wrestling. Period. He's already said that he's not coming back. He squashed the rumors with AEW. He is happy in his role being a scout. He said his new role is scout talent and help WWE discover new talent. So he said that
Okay,
his days in the ring are done. He's full time dad doing podcasts.
he's done.
He's he's officially done. He did say like him going to AEW is not happening.
Because he, because his two of his sons now are looking to be in the business.
Yeah. And
Two of his sons, because
he also explained that he's happy just being a talent scout.
yeah, and a full time father and a husband. So of course, listen, he wanted that, and once he dropped the gloves in the ring, that's it. He dropped the gloves, dropped the vest. That's it. He said he didn't do it in Saudi Arabia because that wasn't the right place for him to do it. And but once it came to Atlanta, his home state of Georgia, he just did it right there. Said, "All right, he's done. That's
By the
it."
way, guys, Bailey's been teasing all over social media, and people are running with it. That she put up a question mark saying maybe you could see me somewhere else here soon, as she's watching
Yeah, because
Charlie's match on YouTube and shit like that.
okay,
Well, Bailey's got until November, so and Bailey said she wants to go do. She also has stated that she wants to go to TNA. She also wants to do a run in AAA, depending on if Triple H and other top brass allow it. I
yeah, but
I really don't see that personally. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't see that. That's just me.
that, that's that's not right. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. But
No, but
getting,
but that's
hmm
WWE for you. They would rather you put over talent than go off and shine somewhere else and within the promotions of WWE. To be honest.
true, true, especially when your contract is coming up for
Well, take take
expiration.
take a look. Take a look at EC3. Take a look at
Oh
Daniel,
yeah,
or
I
take
just
a look
saw
at
that.
Daniel Bryan. Take a look at those things. Not Danielson.
Mhm.
John Moxley before he left the building. WWE's always been notorious of this.
Of course. Hmm. Of course. Of course. And my listen, but now Mox is very, better off for it too. So definitely.
So what were you gonna
But
say? Speaking of,
speaking of Collision, and I was talking to you offline about this tag team, Lena Cross and Megan Bain.
better fit,
Oh,
better fit.
oh shit! I
It works
told you.
better.
Remember what I said to you. I said this to you before. Once she came in, I said, "Okay, okay, let's see how let's see how they ingratiate her first before you fit her in with Megan Bain."
You know what they should call
Then
the group, right? They
Megan,
should
the
call. They
color,
should
Meg,
call. They should just call it
no,
the goddesses. The goddesses. because they both look like goddesses.
Damn, yo, I mean, for a little bit of time, you saw like the backstage segment where the
Did you ever
taped
watch? Did you ever
backstage
watch?
segment.
Did you ever watch the show back in the day of Xena Warrior Princess?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Megan Bang gives me those vibes.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Every time I see her in the ring, I just think of the show Xena. Like if they want to run that show back, you could put her in it as
Mm-hmm.
as the main
Mm-hmm.
character and it would work.
Yes. Yes. And now they are giving more of a rope. They're building her up. This is what Bully Ray was talking about on Busted Open one time too. With him and it was him and Dave LaGreca on, and he was talking about, you know who I like? That Megan Bain. They got it, and he said what AEW should do is build her up, build her up. She's like she is a bad mother trucker from top to bottom. Show that frame that when you see that, you know your level of intimidation goes up, and your ass ain't messing with that shit. Same thing too with
Um,
Lena Cross.
One thing I will, and I want to say this, it comes at the expense of Penelope Ford getting hurt, though. See, it comes at the expense. I feel bad for Penelope Ford, but honestly, this needed to happen
Mhm.
anyway. To be honest,
Yeah.
Megan Bain
Eh,
really, what they need to do with Megan Bain going forward, start with the tag team belts, and then what
Yeah.
I would do if I
That's what's
then
gonna happen.
TBS belts, throw her something out. You know, Megan Bain personally could
That's
be
what
their Rhea Ripley if they wanted to go that
they're
far.
making. They're giving inklings of it. They're giving the inklings that this team could go for the tag team titles, but in order for them to beat the Babes of to compete against the Babes of Wrath or whoever has the title, they need a few more matches under their belts.
Okay, I'm gonna say this to be honest with you. I am Willow Nightingale fatigued, and I am gonna say this, and I am also literally Harley Cameron fatigued. Can we get something
You
new
see
on
them.
television every week?
You see them getting beat up. And I was gonna get to the backstage segment that they did with Lexi Near. They tried to talk on what's going on and uh, uh, excuse me, and how she had to compete in England because she had to compete in England too, and then she's going back to England to compete for the TBS title, then come back to compete at Dynamite against Persephone for the TBS title, which I'm giving Persephone that win. Give her it.
Can
She can
I?
hold two
I want to say
titles.
this. I want to say this real quick. So I want to see the Babes of Wrath lose, and I want to see Harley Cameron turn heel.
Oh shit.
What I want to see Harley Cameron do, because I haven't seen Harley Cameron do it, and I want to see her turn heel because she'd be the perfect person to do it. Take a chair, hit Willow after they lose. Just take the chair and beat the shit out of Willow Nightingale and go, you know what? I was the one that made the team. You lost because you dropped the ball after she loses the TBS belt to Persephone. Just to have it go full circle. And you know, to me, and you know, and you know why I say this? It's because I want Harley Cameron. I want Harley Cameron to get a push finally. I think she's
Yes,
ready for that
but see,
Starlight now at this point.
that chair shot can't come after the TBS title because both of them hold the tag team titles.
After the
That
tag team title match at the end when
okay
they're like
because
losing, and then Willow Nightingale looks at her, and then she just turns around and just hits her ferociously with a chair.
yeah,
I'm waiting
for
for it.
me,
I think that's gonna happen. I really do.
for me, I saw that backstage segment with Megan Bain and Lena Cross. I said okay, no, because when they announced the match, I said okay, give me something that I can very much be interested in seeing with the match on Collision. Well, they gave me the backstage segment of them beating the shit out of the Babes of Wrath, and you could see
That's
them from head to toe. I said, "Oh, you ain't messing with that shit." And then when they came out, and then the entrance, oh, you saw the entrance. You saw the entrance theme. It's just coming out, and then when they're in the ring, after they take off their robe, you could just see the camera. The camera goes up in an angle where it just catches their height.
Yes. Here's another thing I will. Here's another thing I am gonna say too. With when I'm coming from. So my thing is Willow Nightingale needs to go down some pegs at this point. I've seen too much Willow Nightingale for my own taste. I like her as a wrestler, but it's time for you to go down a couple pegs. If Moné's going down a couple pegs and has been losing belts, and finally Moné's going to be making her full circle. And I told you guys this is what was going to happen in my videos. Moné was going to come back, and she's going to lose her fucking mind. And that's the best Moné you're going to get. I think we're up for a version of Moné when she was Sasha Banks losing her fucking mind. I think it's going to be the greatest thing on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
nobody could change my mind. Moné, crazy Moné is the best Moné. I think her losing belts and then having her be when she was boss Moné, when she was Queen Moné, and she was wearing the leather and the whole thing when she was coming out towards the end, that's what she needs to go back to as she comes back into AEW into the fold. I do not want
True.
her to be champion right off the rip. I want her in feuds, beating people up. I think one thing I will say with they're going to be adding more and more characters in AEW as far as the women's division goes. So my personal
Yes.
opinion, my honest opinion, is I do not want to see Mercedes Moné getting paired up with other people. Let Moné simmer for a while. Let her be like the Chris Jericho Painmaker. Let her simmer for a little bit, brew, and then add people into her little faction as you see fit. I do not want to see Moné being thrusted in with a Megan Bain, Alex Windsor, none of that. I want to see Moné be crazy on her own for a while and let her build her repertoire back. I see her
That's
as an MJF of the women's division where Moné can have a crown and win and still do cheat things and do cool things. That's what I want to see. And the other thing in the women's
true.
division that I want to see AEW go after Charlie immediately. She's there. Sign her. You'd be the best. I know she's older. Okay, she's 38 years old. Sign her. Like,
Well, see, with AEW, they don't mind that. The age really doesn't go. Doesn't really. That's not their thing of saying, well, you're old, so you're that old, so you can't do it, and we don't have any space for you. It's okay. They'll find space for her, and they'll sign her. So we'll see.
so here's the other thing I'm going to say. I know a lot of you have been asking, Wraith, are you going to get the new WWE game? I'm probably going to skip out. I'm going to tell you why. Here's why. The reviews on it are not looking that great. A lot of people on PC side are saying it's not running great and there's a lot of flaws. And I do not want to spend money for a broken game. I did that with WWE last year. I won't be doing it again. I'd rather play last year's game and be okay with it than this new one. Just because they put a different shimmer on it with CM Punk, I just, from reading the reviews, spending $80 or $90 on a game right now, for me, I'd rather put it into other things personally for stream than I would rather WWE personally, or put it into a WWE game. It's not because I don't like WWE games, not because I don't like WWE or anything like that. It's just you're spending $90, it should work. Shouldn't be broken. And I don't want to sit and play the game that I've been reading that the storyline in the story in the game for CM Punk doing the stuff it crashes or that's not a fun experience to me. For not for $90 to me. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe down the road when they fix the bugs and everything and it's reduced in price, I'll think about picking it up then and giving it a run play and whatnot. I just don't want to play a broken game right off the rip and then not play it for months because it's so broken. And I've
Of
heard the
course.
Xbox version is broken, and I've heard the PS5 to a certain extent is broken. The only one that's not broken, unfortunately, is the new Switch. The Switch version I heard is not bad, but I've heard the Switch version, if you run into thumbtacks, it doesn't put thumbtacks on your back and stuff like that, but the other versions do. So it's weird. So there's bugs. I just don't want to buy a buggy game right off the rip. Not for $90, I don't. So that should answer you guys' question on. I was asked earlier yesterday, am I going to get the WWE game? And when it comes out because people are playing it. They could possibly patch the game up and fix it at launch. I highly doubt it because it's 2K we're talking about because 2K is notorious. Um, but and I'm going to be honest about
Yeah.
all these wrestlers coming out. I'm going to say this. I've seen this too. All these wrestlers are coming out and defending her. She had a fucking meltdown online. I'm sorry. She had a fucking meltdown online over mean comments and body shaming. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You're 22 years old. You're an adult. Grow the fuck up,
It was
please.
mm-mm.
Get off the internet then. If you don't like what people are saying, get off the internet. That's a fact. That's in anything. Like, look, that's life. You're a public figure. That's what's going to happen. Either you listen to it or you don't. That's like Kevin Durant on burner accounts. Oh, sorry. Kevin Durant, yeah, he had burner accounts for a while.
I know.
He
Yeah,
was
I know. I know.
I'm not trying
Which
to
is
be, and by
stupid.
the way, I'm not trying to be mean towards Thea Hale. I'm just saying the truth. The truth is the truth. Like, if you don't like what's around you on social media, then deactivate for a while. But she had a complete crash out. She had a complete crash out. And then all these wrestlers are defending her ass today, like Thunder Rosa, this person over here, AJ Francis. And it's like, guys, come on. Literally.
Mhm. I get.
Like, all,
I get that the. I get it that the wrestling brotherhood and sisterhood want to come for a defense, but this one right here, Thea, if you
and look,
need,
and all of you pointing the finger at us podcasters and reviewers, like, look, I agree on the aspect that, yeah, okay, I will agree. I said it in my video. Yeah, sometimes we're in the weeds. Okay, I agree. Sometimes we look too much in the weeds. All right, I'm with you. Yes, some of us take it too far. I agree. But not all of us are your enemy. That's the one thing in her video that I really kind of was disappointed on. She's like, everybody's my enemy. And I'm like, we're not your enemy. There's actually fans that actually really like you and want you to succeed. Like, I'm not just because I criticize Jade Cargill a lot for her mic work and things like that. I'm a fan. I'd rather criticize you as a fan so you do better. That's my whole thing. That'd be like somebody coming up to me about my podcasting skills and telling me to do better. Do I get upset over it? No. I actually welcome it.
no.
It's like and to me I don't know, wrestling's become a soft sport at this point. I kind of agree with some of the people out there that wrestling's become soft and people just can't take it. I agree with Darby Allin on that when he posted a post recently called basically called WWE the Taylor Swift of wrestling. And
Which is true.
I couldn't agree more with that comment. And then he called himself the Metallica or Slayer of wrestling, and I'm like, I wouldn't go that far about AEW, but it kind of accurate, kind of about right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, Darby. Listen, Darby. If I would always say this about Darby Allen, kudos to him, man, because from where he came from to where he's at now, and even though he's getting a lot of good money from pro wrestling now, he never forgets that situation. He always tells those stories. So shout out to you, Darby. Shout out to you, man. Because
Darby Allin needs to be pushed. At this point, I don't understand. Like Sting gave him the knighting at that 2 years ago Revolution.
yeah, but see the
He should be pushed
problem,
at this point.
the problem, MJF,
You're not wrong
MJF.
with that. I think where you're really gonna see, and I'm excited for this. I can't wait to see what Sting's son's gonna do. I'm
Oh
kind of
yeah.
excited for it. I know he's 30, 35, 33. I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do in AEW. I know he signed a multi-year deal, or I think he has, or something like that. They're really high up on him, and then I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. I'm fascinated with all the training, what his first feud's going to be, and is he going to come
Okay.
out with his
Okay.
father's music though? That's going to be the question. Is he going to
Nah.
be? Is it going to be Sting 2.0? That's going
Nah.
to be the question mark.
Nah.
Or is
Nah.
he going to
Nah.
do
Nah. I
something?
mean,
Or is he going to do something different?
he probably do something different because I seen him wrestle a few matches, especially he had did a tag team with Darby Allin where they did a match at an indie show here in the New York City area. He did at that time he did very well. He did good for it, so he's still continuing to improve. But we'll see,
I'm
we'll
excited to
see.
see.
But
I'm
he
excited. I'm excited to see what he's going to do, and I'm also excited to see when they're ready to pull the trigger on him. And by the way, speaking of signings, uh, Jet Jet Speed, Kevin Knight got signed to a
yes
new multi-year deal, and that was a good move by
yes
AEW. I,
yes
I'm a big Kevin Knight fan. I've been very critical about the way they're pushing him a little bit. I feel like they need to pump the brakes because personally, it's going to be a an auto wreck all over the place in the main card because if they have too many people there. AEW, take a breath.
yes.
Just take a breath. Just let it happen.
It's too many people. It's too many
Take a breath
people,
for
and
a second.
also
Let somebody else have the belt for a minute because you have an upcoming. I guess he's healing faster than expected, and he's supposed to be back here soon. Will Ospreay. So, um,
yeah. Well, that's why I said Will Osprey because the type of surgery he got, it just keeps him out for close to a year. So that puts him to make a return sometime in July, where he's
well, they're
just
saying
doing
it's going to be
promos.
sooner. They're saying it's going to be sooner than expected.
Oh,
But
he,
here's my thing on that though. Here's my whole thing. I don't want him to come back too soon and then re-injure himself.
well,
That's my whole fear. Because
true that. But
it's like what's his name for Boston? I was really concerned when they brought him back. Tatum, they brought him back so quick,
Tatum,
and I
yeah,
was like,
we were
I'm
just talking
worried. I
about
was
that.
concerned. I was very
People were
concerned.
concerned. People were concerned. Like I said, he should sit out for the rest. He should have been out the rest of the season and do like the Kevin Durant template. Stay out for as long as possible. Long as possible. Make your
Uh,
make your Achilles heal, and then you can get back out there doing things.
So breaking news in the last hour or two from Adam Schefter: Packers are finalizing a deal, would send
Oh yes,
in exchange, and then also Christian Parker is going to be the new defensive coordinator coach
that
for. I guess that's the whole thing.
yeah, because I got it right. I think no, the Dolphins. Okay, Dolphins releasing. Okay, finalizing the deal. Oh yeah, but they got here that the Packers are finalizing a deal that will send D tackle Rashawn Gray to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for a late round 2027 draft pick.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, so if you guys like this show, let us know. And feedback is always welcomed in Bliss here. Also, too,
Oh,
we're
oh
gonna
shit.
do as well on the show. Here we're gonna do these here and there throughout the not throughout the week, but when we feel like there's one needed to be done, like when there's tons of news, like today, the NFL is doing different releases, and then TNA just threw up an exclusive 35 minutes ago. Moose Nation and uh, I don't get this. I don't get this with Alicia Edwards. I thought she was retiring. Now she's back with Moose, and they're gonna fight the
Oh yeah,
TNA.
yeah. You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
TNA. We need to talk.
Wait, you didn't know that?
What?
They did a whole. You didn't know that they did. Oh no, you haven't been you haven't been you haven't been watching much. So they did a they basically did a they basically did this. Well, it was real time, but a segment backstage. It was with Alicia, Tommy Dreamer, and TNA president Carlos Silva at the table was talking about the negotiation of contracts, and they brought it to uh, they
Oh,
basically
so she
brought it to
resigned. She resigned.
they basically brought it on screen, and then yeah, so Moose came in and told us some things and said the Alicia I know wouldn't do something like contemplate numbers. And then she said to him afterwards, since you want me here, then I will stay.
Well,
And she
she's
signed a
she's good
contract.
talent. Yeah, she's good talent. Like I don't think she would fit anywhere
Yeah,
else but TNA to me.
that was
And
that was
Rosemary
that
re-signed too. That was a great get
yeah
for
that,
TNA. They needed Rosemary.
yeah that was matter of fact that was 2 weeks ago when she signed.
So like
When she re-signed.
to me with TNA, they sign good stuff. TNA signs good stuff. I'm not gonna say no, they don't. But my whole thing is with TNA, they got to get this booking right. They got to stop working. The WWE is what's killing them slowly. That's the problem with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Is
And then
AAA?
too, and
Go ahead.
but one thing I will give Meltzer credit for is what we been talking about, that AEW's booking has been a little bit better than WWE.
Who the hell is this?
Just who's that?
There was another lady at Eve's Pro Wrestling doing the doll gimmick,
Oh,
like Harley Cameron.
oh. Please, listen. Harley Cameron is it. Harley Cameron is it when it comes to the dog gimmick. She can do.
Or is that Harley Cameron herself? If you go look at Fightful's wrestling picture, go look at that one. All right, guys, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go to the restroom. Okay. I had to go to the bathroom. Too much liquids to start my morning. Too many liquids.
Yeah. Now
So
you
we
were
cut.
saying you were saying about Harley. What was it?
Is that
The
Harley Cameron?
let me see. Let me see. You said Fightful Select, right?
You Fightful Wrestling, yeah, their X
Okay,
page.
Fightful
Yeah, it was posted.
Wrestling. Let's see.
Is that Harley
Okay, let's
Cameron?
see. Harley Cameron. Okay, Harley
It was posted
Cameron.
21. It was posted 21 hours ago. If you scroll down their page, you'll probably find it.
Harley Cameron. Okay,
It looks like Harley Cameron to me, but I don't know if that is Harley Cameron. I don't know.
okay. It says time for Amira versus Amira versus.
it says it's mini Harley time. Here, I'll send it to you. I got you. I will
Okay,
just
send that to me.
copy
Send
tweet.
it to
Got you.
my ex or whatever. Hmm.
By the way, guys, if you guys like this stuff, I am back. I'm gonna give you guys this. What I'm gonna probably do with this show is most likely with Smooth here is do it here and there when there's so many shows done, so we can just cover everything at once and give it to you guys. Because I don't want to sit here and then spend like what other shows do. I just don't have like because I game stream. I don't want to sit and do a Monday Night Raw review, then a Tuesday review, and then a Wednesday review, and then a da 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 da. I just want to do it all at once. If Smooth is okay with that, and just
Yeah.
talk about everything because I know we have our own lives and things like that.
Oh yes. Now, okay. So I'm looking at the gimmick. You talk about the gimmick from like February 14th or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it says last year. It says because I typed in Harley Cameron in their in their Fightful search engine. So it says last year, heading into AEW Grand Slam Australia, Harley Cameron gave us this music video and promo ahead of her match
What's up, Angel? How you doing,
with
buddy?
Mercedes Moné. Yeah, with Mercedes Moné. A year later, she's a tag champion. Hmm. And then she went with the gimmick, and then after that, she started talking some serious shit here. Uh huh. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. I remember that.
Is this a different channel? No, it's not a different channel. It's same channel, same principle. I just went back to an old original username that I had that I have all my accolades in the back for. I was always Wraith Realm TV before I was a Rev Sauce. And a lot of people wanted me to go
Oh,
back to a lot of people that remember me as a lot of people remember me more as Wraith Realm than they do a Rev Sauce. So, and Smooth knows me as Rev Sauce more than a Wraith. So, I kind of have the two
well,
sides. I have the two sides.
yeah. Well, at least, well,
Thanks for
listen.
the
Well,
follow.
at least Ray. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all. Keep on following, like, share, and subscribe, and
By
get
the
your favorite
by
and and,
get your favorite
and get your
beverage, get what you
favorite
need.
get your favorite snack, your beverage, coffee, tea, whatever. Chill out with us, and then you can be able to interact with us as well. Join us. Let us know what's on
Yeah,
your mind.
so you guys know this. Yeah, I changed back months ago back to Wraith Realm TV. All my accolades are basically Wraith Realm TV. So like all my stuff from Trovo days, anything that you guys know me, like all my I retired. So there's on the podcast said so I retired my name because a friend of mine passed away a long time ago, and so I put Wraith Realm in a box. I put it in a Pandora's box and I left it there, and I became Wraith Realm TV. And when I became Wraith Realm TV, um, I enjoyed the name. I mean, sorry, I enjoyed Rev Sauce. I did a lot. I know a lot of you loved Rev Sauce. I just wasn't vibing at the end with it, and a couple of my buddies were like, "What happened to Wraith Realm? What happened to that guy?" And I was like, and I started looking at my accolades and started going down memory lane with it because I was Wraith Realm for, oh my god, 8 years. I believe I think 6 years, and then a lot of people I know were like, "I don't know you as Rev Sauce. I know you as Wraith Realm," and a lot of people were rejoicing when I came back as Wraith Realm. So Wraith Realm's here to stay. I'm not going away anytime soon. I'm I'm here to stay. I'm gonna stay Wraith Realm, and I think a lot of people like the trend, like they like the wolf logo and the cool stuff that goes alongside of it. But I launched a new podcast. Here it is to all of y'all. Smooth and myself, we've been talking wrestling for almost a year and a half. Man, we talk sports, and I decided, since we're starting to do this kind of like long, just chatting, people join us, I might just turn it into a podcast itself
Yes.
and turn it into something fun for you guys that you guys can come and hang out with us and do something fun and have a lot of fun with us personally. So, that's what I did. And I thought,
I
hey,
was
go ahead.
yeah, I was reading something here about Harley Cameron too. On the interview that she did just about 2 months ago with, well, about a month and a half ago with
Hope you're doing well on this
TM.
beautiful Monday, Angel. Hope you're doing well. By the way, if you guys didn't know, if you guys see it, I don't have chat up or up on the side there. Angel is the CEO of Beam. Beam is another streaming platform. That's the multi-streaming platform I use. They are all actually, if you want to stream straight to them, they're an amazing platform. They do also support vertical streaming and also regular streaming too. You can do both at the same time. To do that, you want to push two different RTMP streams to it. You would want to use something like Atom Multi-Stream Live, and then you just connect the vertical and the regular to one, and you just put it there, and then pretty much presto, you could send out to TikTok and wherever else you want, and then another stream to YouTube if you want, so you can give your audience both vertical and non-vertical. So
Yes.
just to explain, and by the way, they have a little thing when you go in there, you go down, you check the box, and it'll say vertical, and you just click the switch, and it'll get you where you need to be. Just to let you guys know. So, um, yeah. So you guys are informed
No,
on all my platforms.
yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you do
No,
not need to be, and let you guys know, also plugging, you do not have to be constrained to spending $30 or $40 like other platforms. Actually, Beam Stream is actually really cheap. It's at a low price of I believe $3. $3, I think four. It's really good of a price. A price of a cheeseburger. You get multi streaming, and then ATEM Live is completely free. ATEM, the plugin for OBS, literally free. You can send both streams at the same time. And presto, you could be on TikTok and everything else. As long as you have 1,000 followers on TikTok, there is tricks around that, but I don't want to get in trouble with TOS with groups. $4. So price of a cheeseburger. Price of a small cheeseburger. You can get multi-streaming and everything, and then your chats. You can have your chat up on your screen side. They have everything integrated and baked in for you. So yeah. So if you come to watch the show and your guys are looking for a multi-streaming platform, check out beamstream.gg. Check it out. They also are doing cool things. The CEO has his own podcast. Go check that out as well. He's always bringing some guests, and he's always talking about different things that are coming from Beam streaming and always meeting other streamers, always around. So Beam does go, the owner, Angel, is always around. So just always taking in advice, always going around to different streams, checking out everything. Make sure to support the platforms. I've not been around enough, and I changed my name. So people are coming back around. So I appreciate everybody coming back around. Also, guys, make sure to check out all the new platforms that are out. Viola, there's a few of them out, and all that. And they connect to everything. So your chats all get connected. Landscape 6.9 vertical from Beam says featured support. Simon's chat. There you go. Vertical Live, Instagram Shorts. Yeah, they do everything. And then they have a vertical similar ATEM vertical tool plugin similar. Okay, I did read that all right. Okay. They also have SRT URL and also standard RTMP. So if your computer is since I have a new RTX A something rather in Quadro in my computer, or I don't think they call them Quadros. I can send out an SRT. If you don't have like a badass graphics card or something in the range of that, there is RTMP options. So platform to receive, vertical select each. There you go. So what you would do on ATEM Live or ATEM Multi-Stream in the vertical, you just accept both. You would just write Beam Multi-Stream and then Beam Multi-Stream Vertical, and then you would get the stream key. You would go into your Beam and set it up that way, like you would. Thank you, buddy. Sorry, it's the YouTube in me. Sorry, I go into long depth form video mode when I talk about things. By the way, I did the same thing for when I was explaining Mint Mobile's 5G home internet. It's long and drawn out. That's what we do around here, especially when we're podcasting and I'm talking. So there you go.
Speaking of another wrestler, Blake Christian signed his deal with AEW now, so he's full time.
Well, here's the thing about that though. A lot of people online are like clueless. Like they don't even who is that person? I don't understand who that person is. I'm like, how do you not understand who that person is?
You have to watch the product.
He was part of AEW. It was literally part of AEW. And he was also part of NXT back in the day.
NXT. Oh yeah, yep, that too. Before he came on over. He came back over to Ring of Honor. Because if you was watching Ring of Honor, you would know about him. And also too, him and Big Shotty Lee Johnson, they're a good tag team together.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They're a good tag team together, and they like what they and I guess the top brass of AEW likes what they see, so they bring them on. So I would like to see what else he's able to do while on the main shows as a heel. And I like it that they signed him and kept him heel. Him and Lee Johnson. Well, Lee Johnson still Ring of Honor, still with Ring of Honor, but he can still roll with him with AEW.
Yes,
And I like it that they turn heel with Jay Lethal. And by the way, everybody's gonna say, well, Johnny Gargano's coming to AEW. Not yet, guys. Not yet.
I said that earlier. So
That's
let
what.
me explain that. I said that earlier, and that was my bad. I didn't
Hmm.
still realize he was under contract. I thought he was done
No, no,
because
no.
you did.
Because remember,
You haven't seen his wife in a minute, so I assumed that they were done. But I think they're
no,
tacking on time because he was hurt.
yeah, he was hurt. But see, but the thing is with that, he should be done. That means when he's going through that storyline in WWE with him and his wife, they are very much out the door in a couple of months.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
So
for sure.
I would look for Johnny Gargano to be in AEW by the summer.
Probably. I would say summer or fall. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, summer fall. So right now you gotta do something with Champa. And and for those out there, listen, his character, the Psycho Killer, is not some baby face. Fuck, it's not some fucking baby face character. It's a heel character. It's that okay. It's that not the movie. What is it? Psycho. Yeah, the movie Psycho, or what they would say, Jason. One of the Jason movies.
Well, okay, so if you're gonna go that direction, so if we're talking the Psycho Killer, the what I remember Champa to be if we're going Impact days and we're going back early Ring of Honor days with him, the Psycho Killer gimmick with him was he was a heel. He was never a face. He would go
No,
into the ring and he would do before Randy Orton did the punt, he was doing the punt. He would punt people in the head on purpose, ruin them. That was the whole thing with him. And he was also a multi-time champion too. They put the belt on
yes,
him
he was.
in Impact, and he was before there was Killer Cross, there was him. Like, and then he got signed with
Yeah,
WWE. Like, nobody remembers that. Like, see, a lot of people online see the problem I have with a lot of people online, and this is the problem I have with a lot of people online is they want to assume that because everybody the thing is, hold on, why is okay, hold on, let's read this. Rhea Ripley steals the show at Nana Drama Kickstream. Oh, interesting. Interesting. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, that was just a quick distraction. The thing is with Ciampa has always been this. He's a great heel. What made him in black and gold was the fact that he was literally no joke, the face that ran the place. And
oh yes.
that's just me being honest. And
Hmm.
the one thing I will tell a lot of you this is Ciampa needs to be heel in AEW. To have him work in AEW with the Psycho Killer gimmick, he's got to be heel. He's
And
got to be a
that's
go
what I
ahead.
was saying because Psycho Killer is not some baby face cheer for the guy or whatever. This man is psycho. He has to psych you. He has to be able to psych you out to say, okay, that man in the ring's got it, and when that bell rings, you know, you know what you're in for. So kudos, they pulled the trigger right. Okay, they got him in. They ingratiated him with the crowd, and then now it's time to go. Time to get to work.
Well, to me, I think they should have kept him with the belt. I didn't like the fact that they had him have it and they just flip flop titles. That's the one thing with AEW I don't like.
But then again, you put that in a what I said. You put that in a conundrum now because he has the belt. Fletcher and Briscoe needed to get themselves out of the way with with the seventh match. So you can't have that seventh match and not put anything on the line. So you
You
put the
could.
TNT title on the line.
You could. You don't need to have a title necessarily to have that feud like that. You really, to be honest with you could have set up Jay Briscoe going, okay, we'll do this. You'll never have the title ever again. Or, they could have done number one contender. They could have done millions of other things for that. My thing was they shouldn't have had him lose that quickly. Or better yet, don't have him have the title anyway. Have him debut and
Don't
beat
have
the
him,
shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, don't have him win the title right away.
Right. But I
Let
get
him
why
get
they were doing it, and I understand why they were doing it. So the reason they were doing it, or the reasons they were right, and I understand the reasons they were, was because the reason they were doing it originally is because they wanted to do one up WWE, but in that same vein, as they were running it back, they screwed themselves. They put themselves in a conundrum. And to me,
yeah
Kyle
mhm.
Fletcher does not need the TNT belt at all.
No. Carl Fletcher needs to be challenging for the AEW World Title.
Yes,
Period.
absolutely.
Period. It's been too long. Okay, you got the trios title, and then you got this TNT title. Nah, drop that title. Go for the AEW World Championship. But then again, one of those members of Don Callis could take over as as a trios champion
The
while he pursues
AEW
that.
has a problem right now currently, and it's called too many factions. That's their other problem that they have going on.
It's too many factions because next thing you know, you see Don Callis, Allen, whoever the case is, and Hologram, as they said, supposed to be coming back at some point.
Right.
Is he supposed to be? Is Hologram ready to go for the spring or something?
Well, Hologram just came back. So my thing is, are they going to kind of like the push that he was having, or are they going to sit and you know you know what I mean?
Mm.
I just don't know what they're going to do. I just don't know what they're going to do with him going forward. Hologram's another one. Like you pushed him to the moon and back, and then you did nothing with him.
Well, they were building him into having these type of championship matches, and then the whole injury took place at the hands of El Clone.
Right.
So I mean, we'll see, because listen, I mean that hologram versus El Clone situation is going to take place. That's going to take
Yes.
place. So that's
Well,
going to be
but
interesting.
here's my whole thing with AEW. Right. Here's my thing with AEW, and I've said this. It's the titles that are the problem. They have too many titles, too many factions, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you can have so many titles, but you have plenty of people to run those titles. I just don't understand. Like, yeah, okay, Jungle Boy should be Ricochet, right? Then what do you do with Ricochet at that point? Here's my question: what do you do with Ricochet after the fact? That's my thing. Where does Ricochet go from there? What do you do with him at that point? Are you going to push him to what? The TNT belt next? You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? Where are you going to push him next? You have conundrum problems within AEW.
Yeah. Well, also too, you got a loaded roster, and it's about damn time to do a brand, like we said, brand split.
They
One
need
goes to
to. They need
Collision.
what they need to do is they need to have an on. What they need to do is they need to have three different programs, and they need to be all on television at this point. And the problem is they need to take Collision off of. They need to take Collision off of Saturdays. The problem is Saturdays with all these sporting events and everything that's happening, they gotta take off. They gotta take off Collision and probably put it on Fridays. Friday Collision, Wednesday
Hmm.
Dynamite, Friday Collision. It would be better for them because that'll be a good free spot without sports, without a lot of sports. Because Saturday's always sports.
It is. It is. And then,
And then
hmm.
they did. Then they need to really figure. Then they really need to figure out. Then they really need to figure out some other stuff. So I mean, at the end of the day, AEW is going to be AEW, WWE is going to be WWE at the end of the day. But my thing with building up to Revolution, they went 5 steps back. We're in the last AEW, they went 5 steps back as we were talking about. Why is Travis Kelsey trending? Hang on. Oh, but that's just my personal opinion. You guys could take it. You guys could take it, or you leave it as so.
Yeah.
Like I said before, the things that today I covered, today as we're talking, I just wanted to come on in, talk about it. There was so much news. There's releases happening. Um, there's so much
Hmm.
stuff. There is just so much stuff being talked about. And with what's her name going off on a tangent today about how you know
Yeah. But then again, that sounds like it sounds to me like another Jade Cargill.
Jake Cargill did not go off on social media though. She didn't make a
Well,
video
not
like,
no 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 no. I'm not saying like sounds like Jade Cargill, but Cargill said some things on social media.
well, she went on social media and said basically fans need to know their place. And I find that to be wrong because it's the fans that put your ass in the seats at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
True.
So that's my whole thing. This is the whole thing I don't understand with these wrestlers that are complaining. I get as in fans, we need to have respect for you. Okay, great. We have established that, right? The other part of it is wrestlers need to be grateful that we're even showing up to these events at the high ticket prices that they are. You know, like, and what, again, what Thea Hale's not understanding, what she's not getting is the fact that this the fans that made you.
That's true.
Not all fans are bad. Not all fans are the problem.
Oh,
You know, at the end of the day, not all fans are bad. Not all fans are the problem. Not all fans want to. They're out with their javelins. That's the same thing with Cody Rhodes, right? Let's talk about that one. Everybody's upset that
yes.
Cody Rhodes won the title, but what choice did they have? What choice did they have? Were you gonna put that on? Were you gonna put that on Jacob Fatu? They put the cards out there for you. That's the one thing that pisses me off about wrestling fans right now. They don't understand how it works. You couldn't keep fucking Cody Rhodes over, right? Eventually there was going to be a payoff. Cody Rhodes had to get the payoff at that point. Yeah, do I like him being champion? Absolutely I don't. But now they have a better story they can tell. let's let's be honest. They have a better story they could tell now. Student versus teacher. They have a better moment now that they can literally, no joke, figuratively tell you. You know what I mean? Now it's a better story for WrestleMania. And you would have Randy Orton go over. There you go. Drew is recording a movie. That's the whole thing. He's filming. So they had no other choice. He was obligated. He signed contracts a long time ago for that. He can't say no to the producers of that. So there you are. And I don't want to be mean. Look, I'm not being mean towards fans. I'm not saying you guys are stupid. You have the right to believe what you want to believe and all this stuff and all the things that go alongside of it. But at the end of the day, like, what choices did WWE have on SmackDown? Who were you gonna put there to go against Randy Orton? Fans, sometimes we need to be. Sometimes as fans, we need to stop like the whole nicking in the weeds. That's just my whole thing. Is there anything you want to say on this subject? I think we lost. Or he must be doing something. How long have we gone? 3 hours. This is a good show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna
Yep.
wrap it up here. What do you think of Cody Rhodes winning championship before we go?
For me, they had to pull the trigger because you have more of a storyline between him and Randy Orton that goes way back, and plus it's Rhodes versus Orton, so you had to pull that trigger. Like we were discussing about Drew, guys. Drew. Basically, WWE had to pull the trigger to drop the title on him because he's going to make a movie. He's going to make a movie. He's gonna be gone for a bit, and you can't have the title while making a movie. So basically, that's that. And from what we saw online with that, he hasn't been very much fussy. He just said, "All right, great, gotta drop it, make the movie, but he'll be back for that. He'll be back for the title."
Well, I
But
get. Well, they're playing it up in storyline, which people need to understand.
mm-hmm.
Online, they're doing their job. If they got you all talking, that he's going to AEW, he's going over here, he's going. They got you talking. Because what his brother did was he went online and said, "Fuck WWE, fuck all this." And by the way, you don't think they're not in on it? You don't think the family's not in on it? His girlfriend's not in on it? You like, and then Drew McIntyre basically showed a picture. You know what I mean? So you guys got to understand, WWE's playing you guys, all of you. It's the whole thing for views. It's always going to be that way. It's a soap opera. Come on, they got to hook, line, and sink you for when they come back. And then when he comes back, he could play the story. I was screwed. I got screwed. I got played. It was all a ruse against me. And then go back to that, and then they can revisit this and give Drew the title right back. You know what I mean? So he could have more time with the title. See, there's many different things they can do, but Drew had obligations, unfortunately. Fans need to understand this. Like wrestlers sometimes, look at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was out for quite a while. It wasn't because of injury. They rid him off because he had to go film Street Fighter. That's why Cody Rhodes was hurt ever so slightly when Cody had the title. They had him hiding for a while because he was filming his role in Street Fighter. Same with Jacob Fatu with his teeth. He got hurt, and then he also got signed up for Street Fighter, the movie, I believe. So you guys all got to realize, that WWE and AEW, sometimes they have to write wrestlers off and have them unexpectedly drop the title. Take a look at what happened with Punk when he got suspended. They gave it, or when Punk got removed out of AEW, right? They had to deviate, and they gave it right to Jon Moxley as an interim champion. Or when Punk got hurt with his tricep the first time. So the wrestling companies have to deviate sometimes. Sometimes they have to do things that we're not going to like. But for wrestling fans, man, you guys got fooled. Online, I was laughing. A lot of you were like fooled. I was reading online, some of you were that angry over it, and I'm like, wow, you're getting really fooled. Because I saw this coming. They gave you an article like weeks in. So, anyway, that's the show. I am going to get off here for a little bit, take a break, and then come to stream some video games for you guys. I want to thank Smoothpana, the co-host. I appreciate you, buddy. I butchered your name. I apologize. My bad. Is it Panda? How do you say your name? I'm probably gonna butcher it 1,000 times. I apologize.
Well, it's Smoothpana. P-A.
Pana.
The
okay.
last four. Yeah, Pana. Yeah, P-A-N.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna have to tell it to me a bunch of times because to me I butcher people's names all the time.
I know.
I'm the king. I'm the king of the butchers.
But we
anyway,
you, like how you be butchering Obafemi's name.
Yes. Smooth.
You be like
Pana.
You be like, yeah. You be like Uma Fele. I'm like, Who the hell you call an Uber fella? What the hell is your problem? What the hell?
Welcome to my world. Somebody in my house gets annoyed with me. I say
I
I
get
butcher
it.
things.
No, but I get it too. Yeah.
We'll be doing more of these. When there's bigger news and things like that, we got the NFL releases, we got spring training coming up for MLB. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so expect more
World Baseball
episodes.
Classic. World Baseball
Baseball
Classic
class
on. So
classic, and we got a lot of stuff happening. Got a lot of opening stuff, and then we got the NBA playoffs coming up soon. I
March
mean,
Madness.
March Madness. There's a lot of things coming up, so I'm excited. Um, Let us know. YouTube down below. Let us know what you think. After this, I'll make sure to go around. Our Smooth will definitely he'll drop me a line letting me know where he's at, so I can put it down in the description. I'm gonna take a quick break, about an hour's break, and then I'll be back streaming for you guys and stuff like that. If you're on the YouTube side, thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate you guys as always.